So we can start with Ford Racing 1, 2, or 3. I don't really care. We can do all of them. Ah shit, I didn't turn on the controller. I would not be surprised if the controller does not work if you don't turn it on before you start the game. The key gen and the 8-bit music. Let's see. It's been a really long time since I got this game running. That was I think that might have been my first streaming PC. I don't exactly remember, to be honest. Oh, look at the cutscenes running. That's the start.
Welcome to Ford Racing 3.
Ooh. Yeah, I was right. The controller doesn't work. Gotta turn on the controller before I start the game. The only working version of Ford Racing 2. Do you think I should start with Ford Racing 2 or 3? Or even 1? What does Ford Racing 1 even look like? The evolution of Ford Racing. I think that's a great way. Look at this. Okay, Ford Racing, the original looks very bare bones. Immediately. To a point where I feel like, you might want to skip it. But hey, it's up to you, right? Ford Racing 2 already looks more like PlayStation 2 graphics. This is like on the level on Hot Pursuit. 2 is the best. And maybe I'll start with 2. Alright, Ford Racing 2 then? Pop quiz, motherfucker. What's my name?
Single player.
I think I don't think I ever played this. Play challenges to win new vehicles. Oh, scrolling text, my favorite. Good evening. I might have played this before. I'm not 100% sure. Wow. This reminds me a lot of Need for Speed Porsche because it has something very similar in the test driver career.
Just added this one to my
Wow, the handling is good. Dude, it's a legit racing game. Hey guys, Kuru here. Check out Instant Gaming for cheap game keys. Click the link in the description below. This is decent handling. Featuring, really nice environments. Like this is super charming. Oops. Do I need to get all of them? But I get more. Oh yeah, I get more time if I hit the gates. You can barely hear me. I'll fix it in a second. Okay, so what I was saying earlier is that, man, this is a legit racing game. The handling is really good. It's one of those arcade races that have like super grip. Like you don't really have the feeling that your car slides away under you, which I know for a lot of people is just annoying. Or too realistic, or however you want to see it. Sure, you can be too fast for something, but it's not like you're like constantly fighting to get grip. You can compare it to, actually to the Most Wanted handling, where the cars are just super grippy all the time. When a AA game is better than AAA from today. I mean, this is fun. It's one of those things you start a game for the first time and it immediately feels good. That doesn't happen too often. Nice.
Finish.
49. Well, Need for Speed Porsche also started in the 50s, right? Need for Speed Porsche also started in 1950. Okay, so that's how you unlock cars. You unlock driving skills. Well, since it's a Ford-based game, I bet there's gonna be some Fords in here that you've never seen before. And any others. Okay, so you have that 280. Holy shit. Imagine doing 280 in the 70s. One thing that we lost with the open world was just, nicely designed tracks all around the world. And, looking at this, it's just charming as hell. Right? It's kind of like traveling, right? Doesn't matter if you're on a train or on a car ride, and you just, enjoy the environment. This car didn't do 280. Well, to be fair, it's probably not gonna do 280. It's just the speedo goes up there. But I love the instant respawns. I set the dead zone to 0, so the car is super responsive to anything I do. Like if I rest my finger on the analog stick, it moves. Definitely getting some Need for Speed Porsche vibes. Just having this branded racing game. FR2. What's FR2? Ford Racing. You can play it on emulator. Well, I uploaded you the hacked, or the cracked version of Ford Racing 1, 2, and 3. The only thing the PDF doesn't do very well is telling you where the configuration file is. Unlucky. What? What? How much was I too slow? Are you serious? I was 3.5 seconds too fast. Serial box games. Man, when serial box games are better than AAA, dude. You know what I mean? Like, I know people have a lot of nostalgia and excitement for these games. And, you know, you cannot tell me that, you know, it would be so difficult to make a game like this nowadays. Obviously, you would add some online multiplayer to it. But it really doesn't feel like too much to ask to just make a solid game, right? Oh, Night Runners is the perfect proof. Also, Tokyo Extreme Racer, in my opinion. You can definitely make some solid racing games without, you know, too much resources. If you know what you're doing, you can do it. You can make simple, good races, absolutely. No! Ah, shit, dude. I think that was it. Yeah, that was it. That would have been the 144. Unlucky. Keep trying. I kinda agree. But where's my ghost? Yeah, exactly. Good handling and progression. That is already like half. You're already halfway there when you do this. But the number one thing I think I would be good at would be, like, you know, giving people some good advice. Autumn for TXR, which is good. Like, push games as long as it's necessary. You know, I'm in no rush. I'm in no rush ever. Like, make sure that your game is as good as possible before it releases, because first impressions, in my opinion, are so big nowadays. I think if you botch your initial showing to the public, you lose really badly. My opinion, for example, for TDU, it already started when they showed off the game for the first time. Oh wait, I don't get another try?
You'll do better next time.
Damn it! I thought he would. Damn it! I thought he would let me do it again. Let's race! I love how the car goes on 2 wheels there. Oh no! It's so close. Wait, where did I lose? Where did I lose nearly 2 seconds? Way better line. Yeah, but still, I'm not sure why I was so far away from the 144. It actually felt really good. Nah, not much this one. Keep pressing the wrong button. For the look back. But that was good. But I don't think it's 2 seconds. 2, 3, fuck man. I need to cut another second. Dude, these time trials are pretty intense. Yeah, those fancy tracks are awesome. You know what I like? The developers understand that if a ghost is close to you, it gets distracting. Like, that is always what I felt about any racing game ever. If my ghost was close to me, it was distracting. So I really like that the ghost disappears when you're right next to it. I only have 3 laps, man. Ah, shit. Too slow. This is surprisingly hard to get a gold medal here. The developers knew what they were doing. Curses, man. But this is genuinely terrific handling. It's really good. Like, this feels awesome. Oh no. Shit, entry. See, now I'm definitely slower and I can full speed that corner. I mean, let go of the gas for sure, but enough. Although it might be enough. 1, 2, 3, 8.
Finish!
Did it.
You win!
I took it by 30 milliseconds. I'll take it.
Yeah! Car collected.
Bro, what did I get 9 seconds for? Oh, whenever I'm off the line. Okay, I just realized. Okay. This is a be on the line event. I mean, you can force yourself to stay on it, but I'm not sure you're still gonna be fast enough. Let's see how much leeway we have. But considering the previous event, there was not much leeway. 5 seconds of penalty already. Oh wait, that's actually super easy.
You win.
Wow, that was way
Alright,
easier than
you
the previous
shed
one.
Car, collect. Try.
Winner gets Medmonk, amazing supplements, link in the description below. This is a cool car. Is this a concept? Dude, I'm loving this. This is so charming. I need to find more games like this. Another game that I remember that is like this is World Racing. World Racing 1 and 2, and I think I still need to play GTI Racing. I mean, it's gotta be a concept. It wouldn't be... Actually, I didn't look at the year number. But this is over 200 quite easily. Okay, these are actually not as hard as the time trials. Thunderbird Convertible.
Challenge selected.
Catch and eliminate your opponents before your time runs out. Eliminate your opponents by driving in the slipstream.
Let's race.
Deadly slipstream. Oh yeah, drive to kill, that is. Oh, it's speed lines. Speed lines. Oh, and he disappears. Okay. Fun. The editors can do an MLG kill cam edit on this. I'm surprised that the time trials in the beginning of the game were the hardest so far. Out of time. Whoa, okay, this one's harder. There you go. Interesting difficulty level. It's very up and down. I need to treat this a lot more like a race, because holy shit are they fast here. Time runs out. No! Now the song is accurate.
You'll
Fuck.
do better next time.
Okay, this is more difficult. This is more of a challenge. We're not gonna get him, are we? Holy shit! Well, we are getting better. That is what counts. Oh, okay, get him. 3, 2, 1. Damn. 12 and a half seconds left. That was the run indeed. Gotta love those 140p metal here. We need a texture. We need a texture patch, man. Oh, what do I need to do for this one? Collect 17 vehicles. Ooh, okay.
Movie stars.
Ford 49 Coupe. So we get movie stars.
Challenge selected.
Beat the target time while driving the racing line.
Let's race.
The racing line events, those were the easier ones. The time trials without the racing line are super hard. Okay, what do you think? What are other games that are like this that I should check out? I know there's a Lamborghini game, I know there's a Ferrari challenge game, there's a Corvette game. Can we go back to the times where car manufacturers understand, hey, you can actually sell a lot of games with brand video games? Alpha had a racing game, really? I know Golf has one, GTI Racing. Definitely have to play that one. Although I think it's very similar to the World Racing game, so it's not gonna be too different. Beetle Adventure Racing, it is a really good game. But Nintendo 64 was actually not a very successful console. But the console itself sold less than 20 million units. Which isn't that much in, the realm of consoles. But usually a successful console gets a lot closer to 100 million. It might actually be quicker than mine. I think I have to win in the corners against him. Oh no, you bitch. Are you telling me he also has better grip than me? What? Oh, you cheat. All racing games showed up on the PlayStation 2. Okay, so if you don't wanna bother with the PC setup, you can just get the PlayStation 2 version. You know what I like about racing games that were on the PlayStation 2? Means that a lot of people had it. That a lot more people actually had access to the game. The games that are PC only very often are like real gems. Because a lot of people didn't have a gaming PC that early. Dude, when I see houses like this, I'm like, holy shit, who can afford these mansions? Especially, it usually comes with a lot of ground too, right? Like, they have huge yards. I mean, look at this environment, it's just fun to drive here. It feels like a real place. But beyond that... Wait, did he spin out? Wait, he actually spun out, holy fuck, dude. Hey, we broke the game! The tradition continues, yep. I gotta at least bug out every game once. Or I have to keep playing it. I feel like this event is gonna be so much easier than the previous one. Holy crap. Okay, so the game's difficulty definitely comes down to the developer that set the times. Do you notice this? How some of the hard events are really hard, and some of them are like a piece of cake. Le Thunderbird. Oh, this is a meme? Le Thunderbird from 2003. Dude, I can see the compression on the background image for the sky. You see this? They really saved on data, huh? I mean, if 3 games are less than a gigabyte, means every game released on a CD, right? Less than 700 megabytes. The thing is, you could squeeze a little bit more into a CD, you know, get some compression going. WinZip has been around for decades. And to be honest, the handling in this game is fantastic. Oh, it's close.
Driver rating upgraded.
Ooh, Pro Driver.
Collected.
Okay, we can do the Ford Focus. Huh. And now they don't add the year number anymore, because I guess it was the current Ford Focus when the game came out. Bro, does a Ford Focus really do 250? Pink.
Finish.
Close.
SVT.
Okay, the other 2 are still locked.
Ford Challenge.
So I guess we're moving on to the concept cars. The Power Stroke Concept.
Challenge selected.
Time bonuses and
Let's
bring the lap
race.
time down. Did someone just use the marker and wrote Turbo Diesel on the back of the car? Look at that font. Wait, I'm below the target, right?
Win.
Yes, okay. I guess you could do it again, collect them all, get a higher score. You know, dunk on your friends. Yeah, definitely saw it first in Need for Speed 2. But I don't think in Need for Speed 2 it had that much detail. Yeah, Need for Speed 2 definitely has a lower polygon count than this game. Which makes sense if this was a PlayStation 2 game. And Need for Speed 2 was a PlayStation 1 game. Another concept car on the front, actually.
How's your car run?
They're all concept cars, aren't they?
Thanks, Minico.
Just some of them look more normal than the others. But why are they all faster than me? What's wrong with my car? Oh yeah, this is some concept Ford Mustang Mach 3. Man, whenever they came up with these super rounded designs, it's always weird. Kind of like Jaguar with the all-electric cars. Like they're combining a bunch of edges, but in an overall round car. Also, I can't imagine Jaguar is gonna be around in 10 years. You know, they might be a little bit too early to the party. I can totally see that electric cars are gonna take over the majority of the car market, but I feel like Jaguar is too early. They will probably bankrupt themselves. Oh, we get to eliminate 3 different cars each lap. Alright, cool. Sold 49 cars in the month of April. I mean, it is a Focus. Are they even producing any normal cars anymore? Like, I'm just talking about production. You know, I immediately turn off traction control, so I'm not even sure if traction control makes you faster. You know, in some games, assists genuinely make the car better than it should be. Oh no! Apologies. Well, what can you do, man? It was a racing incident. This was fun. This feels a lot like the KTM Crossbar, any like, you know, track car. Yeah, Ford Indigo concept car. Oh, nice crash, baby. This is basically how I lost it in the last lap. Same spot, same spin. Custom challenges. Okay, but first, we've got the off-road stuff. You guys ready? Time to mix it up. Explorer Sport Track XLT.
Let's race.
Another elimination race. Let's see how the handling feels. This should be quite different. Hey, this feels fantastic, man. Like the mix of handling being great on, you know, interesting racetracks is so good. I mean, obviously most of them are fantasy tracks, but man, fantasy goes a long way. Porsche Unleashed also had fantastic fantasy tracks. for sure. I gotta be honest, I'm also very burned out from real life racetracks, because if you've done 100 laps around Monza, I'm pretty sure you know the track. Like, there's still some excitement to be had to play games where you don't know the tracks and you just have to adapt on the fly. Man, especially if you play on the hard difficulty and the game is really like testing your skill. Try and get first on a track you've never raced before. That's hard. I do recognize this car because a newer model of this is in Blur, the FR100. I've never been able to finish the game on hard. That's what I'm trying right now. I'm trying everything on hard. You know, I do understand the appeal of sim racing, or generally, you know, racing on real life tracks that you see on TV. But I also like the aspect of, you know, exploration, you know, driving in the world, seeing new locations. If you go in there, might as well race it. You see the broken bridge there, the derailed train? No, I totally agree. Like, there's a lot of love to detail here, which you don't really have in modern games, because modern games are all like open world and you have exactly one environment. I mean, there's some games that did it better. Think about Need for Speed Rivals that actually had 4 themed areas on the open world. That did make it better. But, you know, very often, you take a modern Need for Speed, like, the map is the same everywhere. You know, in Forza Horizon, at least you had seasons. Holy shit. Gonna block him. That saved, you know, Forza Horizon 4 for me, at least, when they had 4 different seasons and it felt like the world was changing, at least. Horizon 5, they didn't really care too much. They were like, oh, it's realistic, it's Mexico, they don't have winter. And then all the seasons started to feel the same. Like, the season system of Horizon 4 just felt a lot more like it should have been than what it was in Horizon 5. Yeah, this is a genuinely hard game. You know what? You know, one of my sayings is old games are hard. It definitely applies for this one. Gotta say, like, having a jump where you slightly turn your car because you shifted your weight. It's very nice. It's fun. It's just a good physics model, you know? Because we can block him off. Dude, there's so much cheese going on. Like, guy has infinite speed all the time. Collection. Okay, F-150 flare side 4x4.
Challenge selected.
3 laps and 3 challenges. A race run challenger every lap, beat them all to win.
Let's race.
Come on, racing and have so shitty physics. I don't know, Davey. I seriously don't. One thing that I heard is that games like this, they wrote their own engine. Right? They made their own game engine, and therefore it was easy to make their own physics model. Like, game devs nowadays do not make the game engines anymore. Right? They use the game engines that are already available. And the thing is, if you haven't coded something from the ground up, you definitely cannot use it that well. Right? Imagine you create the first microwave. Obviously you know how to use that microwave and how to adjust it in case you need to. But let's say someone gives you a microwave, like you and me, we get a microwave and then someone tells us, oh, adjust the wattage, or, you know, change some parameters so it gets more hot on a certain point inside the microwave. You wouldn't know what to do, right? Because you didn't build the microwave, so you have no fucking idea what you would be doing. And it feels like that with modern games, right? Because they use a pre-made engine, all they can do is learn the engine, but they can't change the engine. Let's say they need to do a certain thing, right? They can't just change the game engine. You know, Unreal is always going to be Unreal. If anything, they're going to have to wait until the Unreal developers, you know, update the engine, then maybe the feature that you want to make is possible now. But a lot of games with cool mechanics, like they had to write their own game engine. And yeah, especially indie developers probably don't have the time, especially if you're a solo dev. Of course you're gonna use Unity, Unreal, or whatever is available. Because you're not gonna have the time to write your own game engine and make a game. But some devs had to do it. I think Fez was one of those games where they just had to do their own game engine to implement the game features they wanted to have. And it was a lot more common back then. Like the black box people, they made their own game engine, right? Why do you think those Need for Speed games were so good? Right, they wrote their own game engine, and you know, if they needed to add something, they just changed the engine. Obviously, they used the engine again and again, and then they adjusted it, but you know, most of the black box games, they all ran on the same engine before they changed to Frostbite with the Run. Fantastic engine, they definitely knew how to use it for Need for Speed games. But yeah, I think that's the #1 challenge for modern developers, is to just, you know, properly understand the game engine and make it work. Dude, there was no way we could have gotten this guy. What do you mean?
Next time. Yeah, it's a new record.
Yeah! We weren't even close. Davey, when it comes to the Need for Speed handling models, in my opinion, it's focus. In my opinion, if they would focus on a grip handling only, it would be good. But they keep hanging on that fucking hybrid system of, oh, you can drift, but you can also grip, and then both doesn't work properly. Like if they really wanted to have drift handling, they need to do it like Underground, where you have a separate, completely separate handling model that only activates during drift events. Right? Like you have two handling models. One is for grip, one is for drift, and you don't have the stupid, okay, now you're 60% drift and 40% grip. You know, that might make sense numbers-wise in their game engine, but it is terrible to drive. Like it sucks. And most successful Need for Speed games did have separate drifting and grip, right? Like the way you drift in Pro Street is hell of a lot different than gripping. Same for Underground or a Carbon, right? All of those games have two handling models. Because it just doesn't work. Trying to shoehorn everything into one unified handling model. Like it was so fucked up in 2015, it was insane. Like 2015 was so bad on the handling side that it ruined the entire game. Exactly, when you have like this one size fits all handling model, then you know drifting is gonna feel mediocre and so does grip racing. I just feel like they got hung up on that idea and it never worked. I mean, you can tell every time a Need for Speed game comes out, people complain about the handling, myself included. Because a lot of us still remember the days of Need for Speed where the handling was fun. Yeah, I don't think your tires would survive that. Yeah, that event is a bit more challenging. Yeah, I would say this game deserves the hidden gem title. Damn it. Holy crap, this event is hard. I feel like the Focus would be way faster than these trucks. I guess we're at a Navy base. Not Navy, military. Whoa, physics, what? The hell was that? It's so funny how these games were in a cereal box. I mean, this is great for advertising Ford cars. My dad only bought Ford cars. Wow, this looks really Need for Speed 2-esque, if you ask me. This just really reminded me of a track from Need for Speed 2. FR500. Well, I assume that stands for the horsepower of the engine. Definitely has the performance for it. I think it's this building with the copper roof. Do you guys know that copper gets green if it's exposed to like rain and sunlight? Right, and the copper roof's oxidized to get green. And that's why the Statue of Liberty is green. Yep. A lot of rooftops in Austria are green because of that. And this game is fantastic. Now on Ford Racing 2025. I would very much buy the cereal that has Ford Racing 2025 in it. The car made 415 horsepower. Well, the FR415 doesn't sound as catchy, right? I don't think I played any of the Autobahnraser games. It's on my to-do list. I know especially German people love those games because obviously I think developed in Germany, right? Oh, yeah, the back camera, true. Opposite 2 does that, where the back cam focuses on the opponent wherever he is. You know what else it does? It turns off the interface when you look back. A lot of games do that. First one that comes to my mind is Most Wanted. But so many other games do that it's not that special. I guess it's just something nice, because I don't think you really need any of the interface information when you look back. Yeah, I'm getting Hot Pursuit 2 vibes, but also Need for Speed 2. Well, NASCAR made it to this game too. I should play a Daytona game at some point. So you do get a rearview mirror if you choose the bumper cam. In a lot of old racing games, you have that, because rendering was limited. So if you wanted to have a rear view camera, it needed to stop rendering the player's car. Yeah, one thing that I noticed playing through this game, some events extremely hard, some events extremely easy. But everything is played on hard difficulty. NASCAR is not only in opals. And once again, like this event, hard. Previous one, easy. This one, actually hard. Should I ramp them? Yeah, but I need to learn the track first. From Total Immersion Racing. The suspension is definitely working wonders. It's always nice to find like an old game that's actually good. And I really like the hard difficulty. You can tell the developers that made this game were actually good at it too. I see it so many times that the devs aren't even good in their own game, right? Like they set the difficulty way higher than their own skill level, and they just expect people to figure it out. And it just ends up being so unnatural. The nostalgia with this game. I'm building it right now. I haven't played this game. I played 3. And I played 1 and I played 3. I haven't played 2 because I couldn't get it to run last time. Alright, last one. The Ford GT. I left the best thing for last.
Challenge selected.
Straight race. The cover car. I guess there's many cover cars, but it's the center front cover car. It's a pure Ford racing game, yeah? And there's 3 of them. There's more than 3. There's like 5 or 6 of them. Like, these games were actually good, so people wanted more. No, this is PC and console. But type in ! Discord. Whoa. I posted a download for you guys. It's like a pack of Ford Racing 1, 2, and 3. We just install it and it works. Hey, we did it. That was the last of it. That was the final one in the Ford GT.
You win.
GG, everything completed on hard.
Driver rating
That is Ford Legend. Driver rating. That was hard, actually.
Congratulations.
Hey, look at this. That is Ford Challenge Trophy. Fuck yeah, this looks good. Some people in the chat, they could never do this. I did it in one stream. Alright, so that's done. That was the Ford Challenge. What's the Ford Collection? Allows you to create your own challenges using the vehicles. Oh wait, is that it? Oh, I thought there's gonna be more to it. Trophies collected. Wait, how do I get the other 10 trophies? Wait, where do you get the other trophies? You have to do the Ford Collection. Wait, that is a game mode. You lose. I thought it was just custom events. Create your own challenges using the vehicles, tracks and race types you have collected from Ford Challenge section. We've given you a car, track and a race type to get you started. But I have to set it up. I've definitely never played this game before. You just do everything once on hard and you get all the trophies? It's once for every car. You have to win
Prepare to race.
every event in one of the cars? I actually don't know what to do for 100% here. The GT90 is not necessarily a good looking car. Go to the trophy collection, maybe to give you a clue. I mean, look at this. I have a finishing marker on it. I assume you just have to do every event. I doubt they care about which car you use.
Car selected.
You see?
City
There's the
limits.
marker for finishing. So I guess you just have to redo every event again.
Let's race.
But if I didn't have the internet, this is what I would do. I would finish every event in first place on hard difficulty. Yeah, it's like the same stuff we did earlier, just that we have all the cars unlocked now. So all the game modes you've seen before, you get it here again. I like concept cars, they're usually unreasonably powerful.
Let's race.
128 races, I mean it makes sense. You do every race once per category. Do you know if it has to be the hard difficulty though? You know, at least if you're not playing on hard, you could guarantee a win every time. You can do it on easy. Although it would be a bit of a flex if we do it on hard difficulty. But I feel like if we do it on the hard difficulty, I always have to pick the best car. Unless I let the opponents match the car. I'm pretty sure 128 races is straight up impossible until midnight, so yeah, definitely not today. I mean, there's literally 47 minutes to midnight. On average, a race would have to last 20 seconds, including menuing, for that to be possible in the first place. You are ambitious, my friend. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah, it is really good. I'm playing Fordracing 2 for the first time today, and yeah, it's awesome. Wait a second.
Ovals.
Wait a second. Oval? The thing is, every combination is possible now, so now we're gonna do gate racing on an oval. Likes variety. Yeah, true. There's a lot of different game modes here. Man, look at this ultra complicated racetrack that I set up. Okay, actually it's quite fast. It's the A-class. I actually don't know what the top speed would be on this thing. Because they gave you the fastest cars for the slowest tracks, and the other way around. Oh wow, this is tight.
You'll do better next
Yeah, let's not miss any of the gates. I don't think you can miss a single one. This actually has to be a perfect run. Alright, cool. See, this is why I meant the devs have definitely played this themselves. There's no way the hard difficulty would be dialed in so perfectly, you know what I mean? Like they gotta have done it by themselves. Streamer thought it was gonna be easy. Actually, yeah. Oh wow.
Better luck next time.
This is too hardcore, man. You know what's funny about this? This was the very first event that I did. Same time trial, same car. And it was genuinely difficult. Like the very first event that I did to date took me nearly the longest of all the events, if not the longest. Yeah, Ford did actually try hard with this game. Like they hired a proper studio and they made good games. I bet they must have sold a substantial amount of cars from these games. Gaming never really became smaller since then. I think that's time trial good. Seriously, insanely difficult first event this game has. GG, it's midnight! Hey, thanks for making it all the way until the end, Hotshots. Here's something important, so before you start this, you're gonna have to... Okay, I'm not sure if this is necessary. This step, I'm not sure if it's necessary, but let's say it's not working for you, make sure that you go to Glide and DirectX and change to your resolution. But I'm not sure this step is necessary. One step that is necessary is you go to config and then you go to sysconfig. This goes for all the Ford Racing games. Where you pick your resolution and other settings. Like I turned everything on and to high, just to make sure. And once you have that, you can run the game.
Quick race.
Alright, I would say for warm-ups, we're just gonna do a race and see how it goes.
3, 2, 1, go!
But I feel like this is 4x3 stretched. Okay, so we have 3 cameras in Ford Racing 3. Ford Racing 2 only had 2 cameras. Imagine what they would have done in Ford Racing 4. Alright, so bumper, close and far cam. Yesterday I got completely destroyed when I did my first race in Ford Racing. But yeah, just like its counterparts, Ford Racing 2, we still have our amazing handling here. It's really easy to pick up and it just feels good. Alright, so that is new. That was not in Ford Racing 2, so I think we should start with this. Obviously we're gonna see a lot of cars that we've already seen in the previous game. You know what this reminds me of? Hot Pursuit and High Stakes. Where they took the previous game and they expanded on it. Basically just made a big ass update to the original game and now it's more than the previous one. Yeah, I loved how Ford Competition allows you to compete in competitions. the choice of words here is fantastic, man. Oh, they give us the difficulty. Depending. Oh, you start in the beginning with easy events and then they get hard later on. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense because the game was really hard when I started it yesterday. Like Ford Racing 2 on hard was actually a massive challenge on the first attempt. Oh shit. Perfect start animation. Hey, there we go, we got a new addition to the game. Perfect start. I have no idea exactly how I pulled it off, but I did. Do you feel like there's a shortcut here? Probably not. But hey, shoutouts to creative tracks all around the world. You know, when we're talking about classic racing games being charming, you know, Need for Speed is not the only franchise that has them. Okay, here's one thing though. I kinda miss the hard difficulty for the beginning races. I gotta say I liked it in Ford Racing 2 more because it gave me the hard events right away.
3, 2, 1, go!
Okay, I think the perfect start is simply don't hit the red line.
Go!
Dude, I swear, I don't remember having perfect starts in this game before. Oh, we have boost? Wait, do I have to turn it off again? How does boost work? Oh, okay, boost just uses the entire bar, okay. I can't turn it off, man. Okay, now see how it works. Wait, boost also increases your traction, not just acceleration. Are you sure it increases your top speed too? I mean, maybe. Maybe it allows you to push the red line a little bit higher. So boost boosts everything. That's an interesting mechanic. Also, once you activate the boost, you can't stop it. So make sure that you're on a long straight. Oh, it comes back. Okay. It comes back every lap. The cool thing is when you haven't played a game very much, or you play it for the first time after like 4 or 5 years, you're like, oh, this is a new game, right? I don't remember any of this. So if you just tuned in, what can I tell you about the game? Obviously, it's all Ford cars. The handling is fantastic. I would be happy if a modern Need for Speed had this handling. Let's be perfectly honest. And the racing tracks are so much fun too, right? Because you don't have an open world, you have a bunch of events around the world. It's just fun to drive here. You have a mix of, you know, road races, street races, track races, off-road races. Porsche Unleashed from Timo. Dude, I wouldn't even say from Timo, man. Obviously, I like Porsche Unleashed more, but it doesn't make this game any worse. Need for Speed Porsche, I would say, has the factory driver going for it, as well as a proper upgrading system. So obviously Need for Speed Porsche is more extensive than this. And I would also say the physics are better in Need for Speed Porsche, but that doesn't change the fact that this is a great game. And this is really worth playing. That's why I posted it on Discord, so you guys can easily download it. Voodoo Village. So we could forfeit the next round and still get first place. The Ford Capri definitely was either in Tokyo and Grand Tour, I'm not sure anymore. Hammond had won the last Grand Tour. Oh yeah, that's why it felt so fresh. I think he even had this look, right? Well, at least Ford Racing 3 eases you into the game, right? I mean, to be fair, you could have done easy when you started the game in Racing 2 as well. It just gave you the option to turn everything to hard difficulty immediately. Which I will say is better, because then you can immediately give yourself a hard time when you start the game. One thing I'm curious about, how hard the hard difficulty is going to be in this game, because it was tremendously hard in Ford Racing 2.
Vehicles 5 and 6 have been eliminated.
Whoa, now that's intense. Red and yellow flashes on this screen. The game was on Steam, the keys are $160. I'm so surprised people actually pay money for this. There's definitely some people out there that have no idea how to pirate anything. Right, and they would rather spend $160 to play a classic game than, you know, use their brain. You know, I don't mind paying for new games, but man, overpaying for an old school game key is insane. Does it feel better when it's official? I mean, yeah, I mean, there's plenty of super fucking rich people in this world, right, that don't give a shit. The good thing is that money goes back into economy, so I'm kind of okay with it, you know, instead of the money just sitting on someone's bank account. You know, it's better if they give it to someone that actually spends it on the economy, right? Now the speed run 100% is less than 5 hours, so let's see if we can get close. Grand Tour with 3 new presenters. I'll give it a chance. In my opinion, they should get the 3 blokes to choose the next presenters and endorse them. In my opinion, if they want to have a chance. Right, in my opinion, if they want to have a chance, they should introduce them and endorse them, because I think otherwise the audience might reject them. It's not really a mistake. Right, the three already wanted to stop eventually anyways, right? They can't do this forever. Okay, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched Clarkson's farm yet, obviously you see Jeremy farming and he wants to chrome paint his tractor, and apparently Hammond now has his own car shop. And he basically, you know, offered Amy to, you know, take the engine and the gearbox out and chrome up the tractor so they can hang it off the ceiling for like £20,000. Is it a mod? No, it's just a revival because we're playing it again. I don't even think it's wasted money, man. You know how this works in general, right? Like Amazon has a marketing budget. And then they put that budget to work on the shows they think will do the best. Right? It's not like they're gonna make or lose money. They have a fixed amount to spend. And then they just try to, you know, find the best shows they can cover. And I would say the Grand Tour with other presenters might very much be a great option in comparison to the rest. Okay, I want to test this though. Let's end the race, get 0 points, and still win the tournament. Yeah! Only did that because I already knew this track.
Car collected.
What Galaxy?
Collected. Car collected.
Crown Victoria, the traditional Cup car.
Cup collected.
Cup collected.
Competition unlocked.
Alright, these were the first easy ones. Now we're going... No, there's one more easy one. One more easy one we have to get out of the way. Truck trials. Okay, if any of the first 3 events is one that I know, I'll skip it. Ooh, we just saw something. We got to the RS200. Let's go!
Selected.
Oh, 3 is great. I mean, if you like 2, you're gonna like 3.
1, go.
Damn. I feel a bit overpowered. I even have turbo, man. Oh, is that? Oh, nice. We can go up here. Alright, it's not Forza Horizon level physics, but it's really good. Playing this on original hardware feels awesome. I mean, I know what you mean. There's definitely some nostalgia involved. And there's some really good upscalers too. Like if you do want to play on original hardware, hook it up to a proper upscaler so it looks super nice on a modern display. You're golden, man. You know when I did that MediaMarkt promotion, you know, where basically you streamed from the store? So many people walked up to me and asked me, wait, how are you playing Most Wanted? Right, the crazy thing is, Twitch could be so much bigger if people actually know it existed. Right, there's actually so many people that would be playing Most Wanted if they could. Like, there's so much untapped potential there. And in my opinion, it would explode. Like all of these, you know, older semesters, I would say, that don't know how to pirate old games. Like they would just buy a remaster of Most Wanted. They would be tremendously successful in my opinion. Yeah, I know, it's insane how many people don't understand how to play old games. You really have to give them everything. You have to give them a full-on tutorial, where to download it, how to download it, and how to install it in detail.
You win.
Or they can't pull it off. Yeah, YouTube, I was thinking of creating my own website for this, just so I can catch all of the Google searches. Anyone in here that wants to help me set up a tutorial website for classic gaming? I mean, is this one of those things where you just use Squarespace to make a website? Or are there better options? Abandonware has it. Yeah, but the thing is, a lot of these are extremely outdated. And you know, I do this stuff every year. But I play an old game, I get the newest patches and mods, whatever is available, and you know, provide it to you guys. It's something that I could make a website out of. Yeah, even PC Gaming Wiki can be outdated, man. Squarespace sponsorship, yeah. I mean, it's the first thing that comes to my mind when it comes to making a website, right? The one thing that I learned from Linus Tech Tips. Squarespace, you want to make a website? Yada yada yada. Crew phone was green-lit at Ivory Tower. Nice. I really hope to get a new engine, dude. It is time to get rid of 60 FPS limitations. Right, even, you know why I like the modern consoles? Because they have 120 FPS support. I'm not sure, are there any games on PlayStation 5 that do 240 FPS or on Xbox? Is that a thing? I know 120 Hz is an option. But you know, if the console supported means that, you know, game developers actually are like, oh yeah, maybe we should have our engine be able to run at more than 60 FPS. I mean, 60 is a massive step up from 30, that's for sure, but, you know, we're PC gamers, a lot of us, so we like more. We like more than 60. A video that shows you how to download the game like it's super hard. Dude, most people have zero interest in using their brain. Right, they want something and they want it immediately. They want it for free, they don't want to do any work, you know, that's usually how humanity goes. They want everything immediately and for free. Good thing you're retarded and not stupid. Great takeaway, man. Yeah, it's just that a lot of people don't even do that, right? To be fair, a fair approach is to take your game disc from 20 years ago and try to install it on a modern PC. I mean, your first hurdle is to actually buy an external DVD drive, if you want to do that. But, you know, a lot of people, you know, get that step right. They buy themselves a DVD drive, try to install the old game, and sometimes you can actually get through the installation process, but then when you try to play the game, it won't work on Windows 10 or 11. Primarily because a lot of the DRM that was used back then is not supported on modern Windows. So first step would be to get a crack. Once you have the crack for a game, it will run, but then you have to look into, okay, how do I improve the resolution and maybe get a 16:9 white patch, that kind of stuff. A list of uploads. Oh, absolutely. I wasn't planning on hosting any of the data myself, but the tutorials. That's exactly what I wanted to do, Tomkey. Especially file hosting is expensive. Like it supposedly it should only be text. If anything, some pictures and links to videos. Some installers are not 32 bits. Bro, when was 16-bit a thing? I don't even remember that. You can link to PC Gaming Wiki. Yeah, or you can just, you know, take information from PC Gaming Wiki and then give it credit on the website. I genuinely do not remember 16 bits. That was Windows 95. I mean, that kind of makes sense. During Windows 95, I was 6 years old. And then when I was 6, my dad handled everything PC related. And I was playing Nintendo 64. Yeah, but you know, 16-bit on consoles and 16-bit on PC is very different. But the reason we have 64-bit operating systems is because 32-bit operating systems can only address 4 GB of RAM, which became a bottleneck fairly quickly. Exactly, like PC Gaming Wiki will give you a lot of what you need, but it doesn't give you like a step-by-step instruction how to do stuff. That's what I meant, you know, tutorials. And you know, accompanied by one of my YouTube videos, we can just include the tutorial step and then have the content afterwards. Or we have the tutorial at the end and we have the content first. Might be better. Yeah, I feel like if you don't grow up with a PC and all you've ever seen was your phone and the tablet, of course you don't know shit. For example, Lisa's nephew has no computer experience whatsoever. But he plays on a Switch, sometimes on PlayStation 5, and does have a smartphone, but has never used a PC in his life. I mean, might have used one, but definitely doesn't have one. Oh yeah, dude, some game developers told me about that. They had a keyboard set up and a controller set up for playtesting, and the kids were just trying to touch the screen for the game. So are we supposed to be on the racing line while the cars are here? Interesting. Okay, so this is new. In the previous game you only had to do the race line race, but now you have the other cars on it, so... Wait, what's the race line even good for? Not that What? Why is the race line even here? Like, what is my penalty if I don't drive on it? Or is it just there to load up my boost? I think it's just there to load up my boost. Interesting. This is a fun way. It's a fun way of using this. Yeah, it regenerates boost. So I was thinking too much Ford Racing 2. Wow, look at that line, dude. I love the handling, dude. The handling is so fun. Right, it's not super difficult, you know, it feels a bit like Forza Horizon. Obviously not as sophisticated, but you know, in general, like it's easy to drive the cars and they have a lot of grip, you know, it's just fun. The boost pads of Formula E, yeah, that makes sense. Because in this game mode, the boost it works differently. You have only one bar, but it's only active as long as you press the button. For challenge can be turned straight to hard from the start. Yes, but this is great for people that start the game, right? If this is your first game, it's a good way to get into it. Yeah, these games were in cereal boxes all over the world. There's so many people that play these games. It's crazy. But I guess free games do have a lot of... Okay. Good games that are free have a lot of fans. So, we have finally reached medium difficulty. Everything until now was easy.
Special vehicles team.
So, there's the Racing Puma or the Crown Victoria. Let's start with the Crown Vic.
Car select.
A lot of these events, if not all of them, are tournaments. This is from October 2004. Alright, so at the same time of Underground 2. I mean, you can easily tell that, you know, Underground looked better. But you know, graphics aside, you do have a very fun game here. You know what I'd love to see, that, you know, even after over 20 years of these games releasing, there's still a huge audience that wants to see it. Can someone show Ford that, you know, we nearly have 1,000 people watching Ford racing 21 years later? You know, a track like this gives me more Gran Turismo vibes. I think Lisa's gonna be busy raising our kid. Don't think she's gonna have time for Most Wanted. Turning here into a premier racist. Nice. A German racist couple. What could possibly go wrong? Look how charming this entire world design is. I love it. Like you're racing next to an active highway. So cool. I find watches fascinating. You can buy an extremely expensive watch
3, 2,
and wear it, use it, and it's still, at least if it's a good model, it's gonna gain value over time. Yeah, that's exactly what I meant. Like if you're planning on investing into a watch, it should be a brand that has historically appreciated in value. But if you actually wanna wear a valuable watch as an investment, you know, it depends on the job you're in. Let's say you're in sales. Let's say you show up in a Rolex and a Armani suit and a Lamborghini. You're gonna show a very different picture than if you roll up, you know, in a Ford Corolla, a random or no watch, and, you know, casual clothing. Is it a Ford Corolla? It's a nice car. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean they lied to me? The thing is, they made a bunch of successful Ford racing games, so this franchise in general has a decent amount of fans. Which is always nice to play like one of those hidden gems. To be honest though, I did forget a lot. I did play this in the past, but man, I forgot about it. Proper Puma. What does that model look like? I gotta be honest, for my taste, this car is a little bit too round. I don't think I would buy it. But I would take the Fiesta because it's more edgy. Oh, you mean the hybrid crossover? Man, that Mustang hybrid crossover is one of the ugliest cars I've ever seen. That is a genuine crime against the Mustang as a brand. Whoa. Oh, boosting. To Mach-E. Yeah, Mach-E is fine though, in comparison. Comparison to that crossover bullshit, I find that one a lot more acceptable. Have you seen that Mustang crossover? Oh, the Mustang E was the crossover? Is it fully electric? Okay, I thought it was a different one. Wasn't there an electric Mustang that actually looks like a Mustang? Might be messing. Might be mixing it up with another car and brand. Yeah, maybe it was that Audi that Ken Block was driving. Dodge Charger? There's an electric Dodge Charger. Turning the supercharger wine to 11 simply by using electrics. This is such a familiar sound, but from movies. That's gotta be a stock sound that they either bought somewhere or recreated themselves. Not sound well at all. I mean, it kind of speaks against what muscle cars are supposed to be. So if you build an electric muscle car, your number one audience would be muscle car fans. But I think especially muscle car fans would not be interested in fully electric.
Finish.
Flute solos for a metal album, great idea, man. The thing is, electric cars are usually not, you know, super tail happy, nor rear wheel drive, so it doesn't really make sense to have an electric muscle car. Sure, you can get the shape, I guess, but performance is gonna feel very different. Oh man, that is so ridiculous when they make fake engine noises. That will never work, man. You can fake people, in my opinion. They're always gonna notice and they're always gonna complain. Especially they always talk about authenticity when it comes to modern advertising. And then they try to sell you fake engine noises. This track reminds me so much of Hot Pursuit and Porsche. Like, they both have these autumn races. I had a Ford Mondeo Mark II, yeah. If you played the Pega version of Pro Street, you know all about it. I got my own story segment. An ST version of this car? Probably.
You win.
What does ST actually stand for? Hard events coming up after Focus versus GT. Okay, last medium
Focus
event.
versus
And we get the Air Force Reserve. What an interesting collaboration. In America,
Car selected.
go above and beyond. It doesn't go into my brain yet that I also get a grip boost when I boost. It's really noticeable too, holy shit. Like, usually I would hit the brakes, but I can also just hit the nose. Boost. Boost to grip. That's fun. This is how an arcade racer should be, you know? Don't take yourself too seriously and just make the gameplay fun. Getting through B-Spec with emulator speed up? Yeah, definitely some nice features that you get with emulation.
Vehicles 5 and 6 have
Save states, speed up, slow-mo, cheats. You know, I gotta be honest, some old games are extremely grindy and it can kill the joy of it, right? Not every classic game is perfect, not by a long shot. And you can make a lot of old games substantially better with some modifications. You know, and even if the game is perfect, but you prefer to play differently, usually you can. Right, you can modify the game, the gameplay loop, whatever you want really. There's so many things you can do. And just, you know, customize the experience to your personal liking. Because I have that very often, that I play a game, I'm like, man, it would be really nice if I had this feature right now. You know, but the developer just decided against it and now you can bring it back if you want to. Fast forwarding cutscenes in games that don't allow you to skip cutscenes, absolutely. Or speeding up the emulator to speed up loading times. Right? It's just, you know, quality of life things. Because the older you get, the more you start to value time. So if something is faster, especially if it's like waiting on something, like a loading time, yeah, you wanna reduce that as much as possible. Emulators are also great for practice. Instead of doing the entire sequence all the time, you could just do a certain sequence and practice that one. Already a semi-pro. Ooh, it has flames. Underground has nothing on this. The Model T from 1923. This car is actually 102 years old now. A century ago, this was built. Damn! I hope it has NOS. It does. It has boost. Oh, this definitely has more than 20 horsepower. Look at the speed. I do feel like that has been buffed. I don't think this thing can do this kind of speed. I mean, do some research. I don't think this car can do above 100. They would do 40 miles per hour max. Yeah, that sounds realistic. But I guess it was so slow the developers fell asleep. Passive cooling and barely made any power. Makes sense. Oh yeah, uphill is a good idea to boost. 200, yeah, right. To be fair though, maybe they did an engine swap. You think the LS swapped this car? In the game files, these cars are all wheel drive. Well, to be fair, I don't notice that. I love games that allow you to annoy your fellow players. Yeah, this car right of me does look substantially faster. We're doing our first hard events, right? Man, maybe I should have kept one boost. Come on. Come on. Damn it. Well, the first hard event we lost. We must have lost against the Model A. The thing is you can unlock the Model A first. Next round. Oh, it's a tournament. Okay, I think we can survive a second place. So I assume you were able to fit 2 people in here? 4 people would have slowed it down too much. Slick overtake. Performance files are easy to find. How do you edit them? Is it more than just a text editor? Or do you maybe need a hex editor or something? They're literally plain text files. So you simply just change the numbers. But does it apply to the opponents as well? Like, is it just a general car file or is it the player's car file?
You win.
That is a Model T, and the opponents are Model A. But it makes no sense that the Model A, that is 8 years newer, is losing. You had to climb hills in reverse.
3, 2, 1, go.
How would you have more torque in reverse? There was no fuel pump because gravity feds the carburetor. Oh, I see. You would just run dry if it was too steep. Definitely a problem I didn't think about. Do you guys know Driver 61, the guy that wants to drive upside down in a Formula type car? Like, he also said he probably can't use a regular F1 car because gravity would, you know, fuck with the entire system. So he's gonna take an electric car because it doesn't matter if it's upside down. But I think you're right. I think Ford Racing 3 is eventually easier than the second one. But to be honest, the second one was brutally hard. I very much noticed it yesterday. Let's see if this Ford Indigo is still overpowered. No idea what the new Citroens look like. You know, whenever I'm not in the market for a car, I don't really check new car releases. This car drives super well. Do you notice? Do you notice that grip boost? The moment you use it? It's insane. But yeah, they definitely lowered the difficulty. The hard difficulty in this game is a lot more reasonable than it is in Ford Racing 2. That was probably one of the biggest feedbacks that they got from Ford Racing 2. Gotta be honest, you need to be a serious driver to beat Ford Racing 2 on hard. Like yesterday we had so many people talking about how hard or impossible it was for them to beat the hard difficulty. And yeah, I did spend the entire stream yesterday to beat it on hard. Many events needed retries and multiples. I think most people that drive 500,000 kilometers with any car will get a new one. Although I think Lisa's dad has a Mercedes with like 600,000 kilometers. Don't ask me the model because I forgot. Also, I was reminded today that Lisa's mom had 8 siblings. I mean, my mom also had a lot of siblings. She had 4. But my mom was the oldest of the bunch. And I thought 4 siblings was a lot, but man. Lisa's mom had 8 siblings. Can you imagine? A family with 11 heads? That Christmas must be fun. Were you guys actually ever curious why rent and housing is just so expensive? You know, they were called the baby boomers for a reason, right? Like that generation had so many kids, which is us. So now we're all competing to get, you know, a nice flat, a nice house, right? Because we're the offspring of the baby boomers, and we're all around the same age. And we're all looking, you know, to buy our first home. That's why rent and housing is so expensive. Right, it's a simple, you know, offer and demand situation. Exactly, like for them everything was super cheap, so having multiple kids was a no-brainer, right? They never worried about, you know, being able to afford it. Grandma's sister that had 21 kids. So she was just pregnant from 20 to 50 non-stop? How does that work? I mean, to be fair, multiples. Triplets, doublets. You're gonna need some kind of mansion to house 20 kids. I mean, the problem isn't really the hourly wage that we're all getting paid. It's that stuff is just more expensive. Right? Like a house that costs your boomer generation 50,000 is now $500,000. But wages have not increased tenfold, right? Just because housing has increased tenfold doesn't mean, you know, your wages did. I think the taillights only look cursed to you because you know what they are. You know, to me they look normal, like they belong on the car. Dude, I genuinely have a hard time believing that my kid will be able to afford a house. Like actually buying it. Renting, sure. Usually your income is high enough that you can afford rent, otherwise the world would implode, but buying something, damn. He or she better be very successful. Like I cannot imagine what this house will cost in 10 years from now, let alone 20 or 30. You know what typically happens when you invest? The value instantly drops. I remember the first time I invested for Lisa, I think her portfolio lost 10%, right? Now it's up 50%, but imagine you just buy stocks for the first time in your life and you immediately lose 10%. Let's say you invest 10,000, you lose immediately 1,000. A lot of people will panic sell and don't buy back in. And it usually marks the bottom of the market too. I had the same conversation with Lisa and I was like, this can happen, you know, it's a stock market. They try to screw over as many people as possible.
You win!
Usually what happens if enough people buy, the valuation will drop. So they get rid of some of the buyers. And once those people have panic sold, then the stocks rise again. That's why they always tell you, you know, buy into stocks and then don't touch it. So, you know, her 10K went to 9 and now they're worth 15, right? And the thing about the stock market, only after enough people have been wrecked is when it goes back up. So if they actually do want to buy in again, then they have to do it at a higher price. And that just happens to, you know, most investors. You know, either they immediately lose money on paper, or they lose money for real because they panic sell after the investment goes red. Definitely more jumps in this game. And maybe more tracks too. That's something you have to check. I'm not sure. Maybe this game has more tracks than the second one. Dude, I was actually looking at foreclosed homes before I bought this one, but honestly, they were all really old. They were cheap, for sure, but those were nice houses. would have needed a lot of renovation to modernize it, and even then it would feel like an old house that got renovated. So I wasn't too excited for it. So today I pressed the wrong button on the coffee machine and I made myself a quadruple espresso. I'm not sure if that drink has its own name, but I would call it the devil. That actually got my heart racing. Like, I was so antsy after that quadruple espresso that I just had to have another workout. I just needed to burn off some of that caffeine. Call heart attack. my heart was speedrunning, dude. I did feel a lot better after the workout. The workout itself wasn't even that good. I just needed to get my metabolism up. Because really I was just thinking to myself, oh, whatever, fuck it, drink it, can't be that bad. A quad coffee. Hey, we got the Model T and the GT70 concept. This is a car I don't think I ever drove. Not remembering it. Alright, we got 4 more to go. Rally versus trucks. 5 events this time. The GT70 was developed for rally. Did it ever rally? Is it even a real rally car if it didn't kill 14 people and, you know, ripped off 500 fingers? It's interesting how some of the events have the boost, some don't, some even have that racing line boost. This is one of the few events that I actually remember from my last playthrough. I'm not sure why, but this industrial track stuck to my memory. Entering a risk area. What does it even mean? What's the industry called that refines oil? It's just refinery, isn't it? You know, I actually played that cursed always online version of SimCity, but it was my first SimCity, so I actually liked it. Right, because it was the first experience, you know, I didn't have anything to compare it to. I actually quite liked it, and I remember especially liking like the endgame technologies, you know, making computers and PCs and other electronics. You know, like not only getting the resources, but also refining it and then making products out of it, like basically having the entire production line. Ford Racing 3 is what I would say a perfect sequel. You just take what worked in the previous game and you expand on it. I've not played City Skylines. At that point I was already, you know, a content creator and I didn't really spend that much time anymore on, you know, casual gaming for myself. Like at some point you're gonna have to make sacrifices. If you wanna get out good content, you're not gonna have too much time for other stuff. I recently had a 1080p monitor right next to my 1440p monitor. And yeah, the upgrade is super worth it. The thing is, you're not gonna get a decent OLED monitor at 1080p. The OLEDs, they start with 1440p. But to be fair, Asus right now does make the best OLEDs in my opinion. Because they are the best calibrated ones by, you know, factory settings, but they also have a really good menu. Ooh, look at this, this is a cool track. Hey, I'm falling in love with a game that I never had. So much charm in this game. Okay, we got the Focus Rally car. I swear we already had that one. So, we got 3 events left and they're all on hard. The last one was medium. So there's only 5 hard events. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 4 easy ones, 5 medium ones, and 5 hard ones. Stock car circuits. You guys ready? Oh wait, we're doing a stock car circuit. The thing is, this car is actually good because it has so much handling. You know what? Let's take the GT70 concept. It should be good enough. I hope. Is this car getting wrecked? Wow. Okay, I think the car is not as good as I thought it would be. Dude, I have no chance. Okay, this car does not do it. So what are they driving? Taurus stock car. Why are they all in the Taurus stock car? Collect this vehicle in Ford competition. Okay, so we have to get that first. Yeah, we still have to use this one. I mean, we could try this one. I still think, nah, it's gonna lose against this one. Guess which event I have to do. I wonder. Kinda silly that they give you this, but they don't give you the car. Like, even if they just gave me the car for this one event and then unlock it, that would make more sense. Honestly, the handling of Ford Racing 2 and 3 feels identical to me. If anything, they slightly improved it in Ford Racing 3. The maps. That is true, I heard that a few times today as well, but honestly, after playing Ford Racing 3 directly after 2, it doesn't feel that bad. I don't see it really. Okay, so which car do we want to unlock for this? It is 6 rounds. Oh, it has the 2004 Mustang GTR concept. Yeah, sure, we can do the unlocking. Wait, where's the...
I'm gonna need those keys. Right.
How do I unlock the...
I said right now!
No, the drag cars, what's it called? How do I unlock the NASCARs? How do I unlock the NASCARs? I don't see them. You need 100%? Rewards, Taurus stock car. Oh shit, wait, I have to win this. I have to win this to get the Taurus stock car in the first place. I guess we're gonna take the GT90 then. Shame they didn't make it. True, but honestly I think it's quite ugly. It really is one of those cars that looks like it will stay a concept. I wouldn't mind the performance of the GT90 in a better looking shell. Okay, this car can actually keep up. I tried the GT70 before, had no chance whatsoever. I love the look of this car. I feel like it's one of those cars that you really like as a kid because it looks so funky. You know, when I looked at the Ford Indigo and Need for Speed 2, I always thought it's unfinished. Like they didn't render the full car. But the concept wasn't completed. So, which car do I want to unlock for the GT world? I kind of dislike that they don't show me. Okay, the cars I'm interested in. Mustang GTR concept. Indigo, Ford GT. Those 3 cars. Let's unlock these and then see which one's good. Wrong GT.
Concept.
Locked. Okay, we're gonna have to do a bunch of other stuff.
Mustangs. Thunderbirds.
Guess all of this stuff is locked. Yeah, okay, we have to start from the from the beginning. Ah, okay. This is very nice. You see, on easy you get nothing, on medium you get the paint job, and on hard you get the medal. So yeah, just hold the RPM, the needle right below the red line, and you're gonna have a perfect start. Wait, why is there 2 cars in front of me now? Okay, they beefed up this challenge as well. 1 opponent in the first lap, 2 in the second. Let's see if we get 3 opponents in the last lap. There's a fair chance that the higher difficulty is in these car unlock events. I assume not the red ones? +1, yeah, okay. Not the red ones, only green. Can you mess with the opponents that easily? So yeah, I would say I'm still in the course of figuring out the optimal training routine for myself, right? And therefore I just need to try out some stuff. Right, I don't expect anyone to have the perfect answer for me. But I'm kind of looking to, you know, improve, try something different, maybe find something that works better for me. Yeah, I totally believe you when you say it takes 2 years to figure that stuff out, and you probably invested more time into it than I did. It's very rare that you get really good at something really fast. You know, that only ever worked for me when I was able to dedicate my full life to it. Like whenever I was unemployed or I had some money saved up, right? And I could really fully focus on one thing the entire day. Then it goes way fast.
Nice.
When you have so much time on your hand, you can progress really fast. Difficulty level. I think Ford Racing 2 is a lot harder. Now that I've played Ford Racing 2, I can really say number 2 was harder. For example, I think I get really good at streaming. And quite fast. Because, you know, I made it my full-time job. And I did it daily. Without too many days off when I started. But like 2017, 2018, Kuru never really took days off. He was also single. And chronically stressed out. Good at sleeping, I bet that helps. I said earlier, I'm not that good with stress management. Dude, I think the one reason why I'm still healthy is because I don't smoke or drink. I think the combination of stress plus those two factors would actually kill me. And Lisa mentioned, you know, her forcing me into vacations is also keeping me alive. Stress management, yeah, that sounds like more stress because I need to manage something. No!
You have been eliminated.
Damn it, dude.
You lose.
Oh, you fucker. Overtake as many vehicles as you can before the time counts down. Oh, a new game mode. A new game mode, ladies and gentlemen. This one is not in Ford Racing 2. Dude, I thought something bad happened when this dropped down this menu. 5 seconds penalty, alright. Don't touch the cars then. Oh, come on. Dude, this car is bigger than I think. At least we learned the boundaries of this car. 11 cars in 36 seconds, I don't know. Okay, extra 5. Yeah, maybe we can. Oh, nice, another time addition. Take it. Does it actually count the overtake when you hit the car? Man, it's close. Get him! Holy shit. How many cars did I hit? It's like 5 or 6 hits.
Livery pack collected.
The Ranchero. And it sounds like a meme car from The Simpsons. Or is it the Grandinero? Draft your partner to swap car. Okay. That's cool. It's a game mechanic I've never seen in any other game. Draft behind your teammate to take over. Yeah, I did forget about it too. Like, supposedly I played this before, right? Ford Racing. Like, this is definitely easy. Remember yesterday when I had a hard time doing that NASCAR Gates time trial on the hard difficulty? That actually needed to be perfect, not a single mistake. Yeah, 3 is way easier than 2. Confirmed. You don't really know what is gonna unlock what. You just do one after another. Why do I feel like I'm delivering some XXX alcohol? Remember the chaos effect where you guys give me a massive delay? This is what this car feels like. Like at least a quarter second of delay. There's like no turning radius. Not as bad as Stadia, but there's this one setting where it's slightly delayed. Because the car takes such a long time to turn, that's what it feels like. Okay, what other games do you know have a banger menu theme? Most Wanted, and honestly a lot of Need for Speed games had a banger theme in the opening. Pro Street especially. But what about some other games? Can be racing games, can be other games, I don't really care. But maybe you have a favorite on your mind that you want to share. Classic Need for Speeds? Oh, for sure. Porsche Unleashed, Crash Day, God of War 2. Hey, can you put that in the chat? The YouTube link. I wonder what that sounds like. Flat out Tekken 6 PSP ports. Rocket League. Yeah, Rocket League get a lot of stuff. Doom always delivers. Call of Duty 4. Is there really a Call of Duty that was called 4? I'd love to have Romdy Prisco back for Need for Speed. The Junkie XL too. Like those two, man. Those two are sick. Junkie XL for the slightly more modern stuff, and Romdy Prisco for the more old school sounds. No. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. Not again. The rock is either the rock's hitbox is too big or it's my car. I'm not sure what it is. This fucking event, dude.
You lose.
Fucking kill me, man. Holy shit. Oh, was it actually branded as Call of Duty 4? Obviously, I played Modern Warfare. That game set new standards for multiplayer. Me and my brother were playing a lot. Hey, we did it. Although they were pushing like crazy again. I played it a lot with my brother. It was the first... Nah, it wasn't the first time. It was the first Call of Duty where I got addicted to multiplayer. I could imagine Extreme G. That game has some funky music. What else could it be? Could have unlocked the Mustang GTR. And that one's available too? Two were for unlocked in the last race. Wait, did I miss an unlock or did I choose the wrong car? I didn't even know you can choose the unlock. I didn't realize that. I thought you unlocked two. Yeah, I didn't notice that you are supposed to choose. I always just pressed yes. The game has a few too many menus for me, so I lose interest. Oh yeah, overtake event. That one's fun. Are you guys willing to stay up a little bit longer? Can we 100% the game? But considering you have certain unlocks, there's definitely gonna be a strategy how to make it faster. I mean, you're probably gonna unlock everything first, so then you can pick the fastest cars for the tournament mode. Catch up on sleep and you're dead. Haha. True, brother, very true. So much penalties. What is that guy doing? Go straight. I feel like a modern game would give you a penalty for hitting the wall. Got it again. I think now I can do the Mustang GT. Yay! Let's see, is it good? I have no idea if this car is supposed to have the best performance in the game, or maybe it's the NASCAR. The Indigo, maybe. Yeah? I'm not sure. I didn't look at the performance stats, and honestly, very often I don't trust a game when it just gives you dots and performance bars instead of hard-coded data. Never played Liberty City Stories. How good is it? Magnificent. Solid. Good nonetheless. Worth playing. Storyline's fun. Is it more based on San Andreas or, let's say, Vice City? Wait, it says Liberty City Stories. Never mind. Never mind, I didn't pay attention. I honestly expect a lot of, you know, the Vice City vibes in GTA 6 as well. Let's see if they can deliver on my dreams. You know, rather than complaining about the game being delayed, isn't it cool that we will all see GTA 6 next year? I do remember the promotional material for Borderlands 2 was pretty good. Got me excited. Played Borderlands 2 before I played 1. It's crazy how Truck Simulator is 26,000 people playing. That's crazy, man. That's more than most racing games. It's probably more than any racing game except Forza Horizon and GT7. They're probably in the third spot with this. Davey, I don't get it either. Job simulations do really well. It's like people are like brainwashed to a certain level, right? Where the only thing they can think of after work is more work. The devs give more love to the game. I mean, that's definitely a reason why something survives for a long time when the devs are behind it. I still don't know what to do in a Euro Truck Simulator. Like, I need some kind of structure, you know what I mean? I need something to do. I need to think about that beforehand. Like, I just need to know what to do before I started. Streamer Simulator. I wonder how much of that shit is accurate. But I'm pretty sure they did a good job at trying to recreate the streamer experience by asking actual streamers. You play your Truck Simulator to chill with friends. Yeah, I mean, I get that. Just hanging out with people. I just feel like you wouldn't need to play your Truck Simulator for that. I feel like you could just, you know, hang out on Discord. It would have the same effect. I gotta say, Minute Club 3 was my favorite. 2 was great. 3 was the best. And I think then I would play LA in that order. I do wonder how big the stream would be if we would still get games like 15, 20 years ago. Like the stuff that was actually high quality. That, you know, basically paved the way for so many developers to make racing games in the first place. Because, you know, if some racing games do well, it can inspire other people to make great games, and then the people that bought the first games are gonna buy the other ones too, because they're good. But if all the racing games that are coming out are mediocre, or just worse than they were previously, then, you know, a lot of people are just gonna be like, yeah, I'm not gonna spend 60 bucks on this. Maybe I'll buy it if it's on sale. Grip, I have played Grip before, man. I played Grip so early. So damn early, where nobody even knew about its existence. I played it before I started streaming, like before 2017. And I remember one thing, it's really difficult. It's a good game, but it's really difficult to not crash. Yeah, I'm not sure why complying with licenses doesn't happen that often anymore, because let's be honest, a lot of those old games would still sell, and the new generation of gamers could enjoy them. Finish! We won the tournament! Woohoo!
Well done. You came
We did it, the GT World Championship. I wanted to check if the bar on the bottom actually is proportional to XP on the top, and it was. Okay, now we get the GT content. Hey, 100% in Ford competition. Ford Challenge still has a handful of events to do. We're getting there. Shittiest finish of the day. Dude, the PSP has a certain vibe to it. It's the logo, it's the amazing graphics in your hands. That was so new, like it blew the Nintendo out of the water. Right, was it a DS? The DS had like laughable graphics in comparison. PSP is a really cool piece of hardware. But to be honest, so is the Vita. I'm really sad that the Vita was not a success. I wanna see Sony do another handheld. That is true. If we're talking about main themes of games, we really can leave out the Forza games. Dude, what? I hit less cars, didn't I? Shit. What? You can't get a double penalty in a single car? Ah, you fuckers. Alarm going off at 5 AM? No, it's 1. Simuli, what the fuck is sleep? And why do we need it? Imagine how crazy successful humanity would be if sleeping was not a thing. Every one of us would get like 30 extra years of lifetime, right? That's about the time that you sleep. If you get like 90. If you get to 90 years, you're gonna sleep for 30 years. You think it wouldn't differ? Oh, absolutely, it would 100% differ. Because usually you lose more time than just the time that you are asleep. Right, you need to get up, you need to get your body going again. Dude, if we are actually in the Matrix, sleeping makes even less sense, in my opinion. I think that's the biggest argument actually, that we're not in the Matrix. What would be the point of sleeping if it's all happening in our head anyways? Right, our brain is very much active when we are asleep, so what would be the point to put the people in the Matrix into sleep in the first place? Horizon 1, this is where it all started. I mean, not gonna lie, a bit disappointed that Horizon becomes a bit repetitive. At the same time, it's one of the few racing franchises that still exists and actually produces good games. So I can't be too mad. A flat out mode in Wreckfest. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that they are not embracing their flat out routes. In my opinion, it deserves it. I'm gonna get... Oh, get him! I boosted way too late. Oh, the clutch. Do we see his time though? Oh, we don't see his time. Damn it. How close do you want it? Yes. Yoshi's story. Alright, last one. Mustang. GG. So I think we got it, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's 100%. Ford Racing Trophy. That's the proof. That's the proof of 100%. 6 hours, 55 minutes. Good song to end it on, huh? That's a fat ass trophy, yeah. It just has big bones, come on, man. It's a big boned trophy. Dude, there's so many games that I couldn't beat as a kid. And the Ford Challenge trophy as well. GG! You did it! Every challenge and every competition golden. The last thing you can do is take all of the cars that you collected and do it again. Right, you would have to do every single event again. Every possible event is available again, so you can collect the trophy again on every track for every race type. That's true 100%. This is gonna take you another 12 hours, if not more. You do it more than all over again, because you do every event in every type. But there's time attack, seconds out, driving skills, relay, racing, line drafting, duel, overtake, elimination, standard race, and boost. All of these cover every track, right? Every zone, every track is available here, and you have to do it again. Right, this is true 100%. This is for the people that can't get enough. If you can't get enough, this is your next tier of content. Amazing game. Tomorrow F1? Now I already played F1. Probably something else tomorrow. I mean, I could still check out Ford Street Racing. Something I could check out. I also have Fordracingoffroad. And there's also an arcade version called, actually this one, Ford Mustang, The Legend Lives. I don't know about this game. It's definitely on PlayStation 2 from the looks of it. But if the entire game is about the Ford Mustang, it sounds really boring. Yeah, maybe something like Corvette. Ford Racing Full Blown. This looks like what I just played. Ford Street Racing, that one's different. And Ford Racing Off-Road, that's different. Yeah, there's also the Ford vs Chevy game. There's a few things. Okay. Safe load, crazy progress. Team championship, solo championships, challenges, cars, tracks. Okay. I have no idea if 100% is possible in a single day. Recommend that you play the tutorials to learn the basics of the team racing. Visit the showroom to buy new vehicles for your team. Use the team garage to repair and sell your vehicles. This game is very short. Well, I also have Ford Off-Road Racing. Now if your team is falling behind, you need to act quickly to help them recover lost positions. Use switch backward control to switch to the vehicle that is in trouble. Hey, Shout out San Francisco. I'm not sure if my AI is that fast though. I wonder what's gonna be more efficient. Getting in first and then switching? Hex editing? Ah, I assume you have to hex edit the game's exe. Wouldn't be surprised if someone already uploaded it. That's probably what happened with the previous game. That guy was not too happy about me passing him, huh? Again, the opponent seemed to be a bit aggressive. Yeah, wow, they're actually aggressive. They will actively block you, these bastards. I wonder if the game keeps track of me winning the tutorial, so it doesn't care about it. I wonder what the difficulty of this game is gonna be like. One thing I noticed pretty negatively is the insane amount of bloom. Like, Quad Street Racing definitely does not look as good as the other games. It's just a repeat of what we just heard. Hey, we have a damage model now. That's new. Learn how to block in order to defend your team's position. We really need this. Not be surprised. I think we can sacrifice acceleration. Oh, there's more cars down here. Gotta love the super realistic pricing. But since it's a team race, I assume I have to buy both of them anyways, right? Team size of 2, yeah. That's cool. So, Classic Novice and Central Plaza. Let's do it. This reminds me too much of Undercover. The way they turn on the bloom is insane. And I mean, if this works on the PlayStation 2, I don't see a reason to play the PC version. So some of the Ford Racing games didn't work, or didn't have sound, I should say. They didn't have sound, and the reason is because the sound drivers they used back then don't exist anymore. There might be fixes for it, but I'm not sure. It crashed basically whenever I tried to play the PC audio. Like some races it worked, and on some races it didn't. And there was some kind of audio error. Dragna probably fixed the 16:9, but we haven't tried, or rather, didn't find a quick fix for the audio. It was a lot easier to just install the PlayStation 2 version. But one thing I'll say, this immediately feels less charming than the other Ford Racing games, because we're now doing city racing and the city doesn't look very good. Like, you come to the city and there's no pedestrians or traffic. Like, it's just an empty city does not feel as good as, let's say, an empty country road. So in like a direct comparison, this doesn't feel as good. Yeah. The thing in PlayStation 2 emulation is just that good, you know? Even PlayStation 1 emulation is that good. You're gonna do better with just emulating those games than trying to get the PC version to run. DG Voodoo to fix the reflections, assume the XVK works as well. Maybe you can try this if you really want to use the PC version. Not really. I mean, it's the same game and it looks the same. Right, we're limited by the textures more than anything. I love how the car lifts up when you hit the gas. Yeah, a lot of these old games were running on Voodoo graphics cards. I wonder how they went bankrupt, or did they get bought? Like the Voodoo people. Did they just get bought by AMD or Nvidia, or did they actually go bankrupt? Nvidia bought it after it went bankrupt? Okay. How do they go bankrupt? They had the best gaming GPUs. Everyone was using them. I guess the market wasn't big enough yet. But dude, everyone with a gaming PC had a Voodoo graphics card. This was their first game on their parents' PC. I do remember I was quite proud of my dad's gaming PC. It was a cool machine. I had no idea exactly what was in it, and I think my dad had it pre-built, but I'm not sure about that anymore. I mean, honestly, why would you need the PC version when the PlayStation version runs like this? Although I never heard about this pixel offset, but hey, I learned something new. Thank you, man. Is one freak. Appreciate it. I mean, my PC was weaker than yours. It was a Pentium 3 with 450 megahertz, single core. And it did come with... We did put in an AMD graphics card. That was the PC after the Voodoo PC. But I cannot remember for the life of me what the GPU was called. I just know I was sitting in an AGP, accelerated graphics board, but predecessor of PCI, which was, you know, it had higher bandwidth than the old PCI, right? It wasn't PCI Express that we have nowadays, it was just PCI. And AGP was faster than regular PCI. No, I'm not getting an old system for old games. You wanna know why? I can't record them. They don't have HDMI. Right? The next headache would be, how do you record the footage? Right? That would be the real trouble. Let's say you do get a classic PC for classic games. How do you record it? That's really tough to do. Right? There aren't any capture cards. I don't think there's DVI to HDMI. It wouldn't be an adapter, it would be a converter, I think. Yeah, it would be easier to just point the camera at the screen. But yeah, I just don't deal with that kind of stuff. It's too annoying. It's not worth it, you know. There's not enough good old games that, you know, would warrant that much effort. Yeah, the only consideration would probably be classic PC that has an HDMI out. Need a PCI Express to PCI adapter. Well, I guess you're not gonna be using all the bandwidth. I'm surprised that works, honestly. Like, whenever it comes to retro PC gaming, I just trust that community made patches and fixes. And honestly, for everything else, there's emulators. So you fall into this tiny category of PC games that don't run on modern Windows under no circumstances because nobody fixed them. I feel like that's for the people that are a little bit older than me, you know, 5-10 years older than me, that actually played all of those ancient PC games. A modern GPU for AV1 encoding with a Pentium 3. I mean, if you offload all of the work to the GPU, you can make it work, I guess. You know, when I hear Velociraptor, I think of a fast spinning hard drive. And that was also the first hard drive that ever failed on me. First hard drive that ever died on me was a high RPM hard drive, because they were able to, you know, read and write faster. My dad loved those things. And, you know, usually hard drive spins at 5,400 or 7,200 RPM. I think the Velociraptors, they did 10,000 RPM. And yeah, that's the first hard drive that ever died on me. Where I lost my data. I have no idea what was on there anymore. Performance. Okay, this reminds me now of Need for Speed The Run on the Wii. The interface and how everything else looks, it's just so basic. Okay, foot focus or this one? No. Focus time. They don't even have a blue. Is this blue? Is like purple, man. It's a Ford Fiesta. Okay, now it looks a little bit more blue. You know, one thing that I actually praised the other Ford racing games for was was the racetracks, and honestly, the street racing in this game isn't that good. When people were tossing the floppy disks in the garbage. I mean, I did the same. Dude, my dad had like these banks, right? These banks fully filled with a shit ton of floppy disks. Because they were used obviously to install stuff. And you know, he never knew when he might, you know, need to install another computer and need that stuff again. And you know, when CDs came out, people were like, well, but you burn them and then you can't use them again, so zip disks became a thing. Basically giant disks that had giant floppy disks with like 100 megabyte and so. But yeah, that's pretty useless media at this point. I'm just saying it's less of a hassle to get all of these old games running on a modern system rather than having a stone old system that you somehow still use. I feel like with the release of OLED monitors, you could also get rid of your CRTs, unless you really need to have that CRT effect in your eyes. I'm okay with leaving that behind. Like, CRTs are just too inconvenient, man. They take up so much space. You're gonna need a giant ass table, and the CRT is still not gonna be that big or high resolution. But you could get like 16:9 1080p CRT monitors. I remember I left a fairly large CRT behind, which was 16:9 720p. So it actually had an HDMI in. But it also had a component in, so it actually had a converter built in to take the HDMI signal and, you know, change it to analog. You know, one piece of tech that I had in the past that I really enjoyed, it was a cassette player and a DVD drive. And you would basically borrow a DVD movie and copy it onto your cassette. That was a cool feature, right? As I said, I grew up very broke, so what my dad did, he borrowed a bunch of movies, one at a time. We would copy it onto a video cassette and then return it. So we ended up having a lot more movies that way. Your favorite branded racing game? Nah, I think Need for Speed Porsche is probably my favorite. It's gonna be a hard time. The thing is, Need for Speed Porsche definitely feels more like a branded racing game than it feels like a Need for Speed. I mean, I was young, I was fine with videos on a cassette, but yeah. Once DVDs came out, video cassettes looked like absolute ass. You know, the first video game that made me awe, that really blew me off my feet, was Final Fantasy 13, because it had 1080p, 60 FPS pre-rendered videos, and it looked so insanely good on our first HD TV. Like, I was really blown away by how good it looked. Additionally, it was also my first Final Fantasy, so it was just overall a very good experience. I don't think our VCR ate the tapes, that wasn't really an issue. But yeah, at some point you're like, yeah, DVDs look way better. Crysis 1, he was able to run it. Yeah, me too. I actually had I had a GTX 280 SLI setup. But when they introduced the GTX series, I just had finished saving up for my first gaming PC and I got myself an SLI build. Yeah, some games were running in 1080p, like if you play Wipeout on PlayStation 3, that also blows you away, it looks so good. But although I'm not the biggest fan of the PlayStation 3 generation, they did have some bangers. Imagine having 4 GPU SLI setup today. I mean, you can put multiple NVIDIA GPUs or AMD into a system. It's just not gonna be good for gaming, it doesn't do anything. But I saw that they released a bigger GPU than the RTX 5090. Like, NVIDIA basically put out a professional grade GPU, which is, you know, meant for other things, but it does have more cores. than the 5090, so it actually produces more FPS in video games. And I think the card costs like 10,000 bucks. So yeah, not really a value proposition, but it is the fastest gaming GPU right now. Does anyone know exactly what it's called? RTX 6000 Pro, that is. So that's the newest, fastest gaming GPU in the market. And the thing is, some people on this planet literally have no limit when it comes to money. So they probably don't care. Like, there's gonna be idiots that will buy and build an RTX 6000 Pro gaming PC. Motherboard GPUs? I don't remember motherboard GPUs. I remember stuff like the North and the South Bridge, handling different tasks. Dude, the NPCs in this game are fucking aggressive. GPU and motherboard. Yeah, I've never encountered that. Why would you build in a GPU onto a motherboard? I do not remember that. Gotta say, Ford Street Racing is not as good as Ford Racing 2 or 3. I feel like you might get a really good deal on a used RTX 4000 GPU. I still very much like my 4080. So getting a used 4080 or 4080 Super might be a really good deal. Yeah, the maps are not good, and the NPCs are not driving good. It's a much worse experience. I'm considering going back to Ford Racing 2 because I didn't finish it. To be fair, 100%ing Ford Racing 2 is a very long endeavor. This isn't as good. This doesn't give me the same fuzzy feelings that I had with the other Ford Racing games, but I want to play it some more and see how it goes. I just don't expect this to get much better. Driving here is awful. Dude, especially this generation, there's a really good argument to be made to just get an AMD GPU. Overpriced 5000 Nvidia cards don't really feel like they would be worth it. Yeah, Yancy, I couldn't get the audio to run. Do you have a fix for the audio? Like, the game itself, it runs on a PC. Dragna fixed the 16:9, but I had no way of fixing the audio, and it actually crashed the game when the audio couldn't play. But the game is identical graphically too. Like, you're probably not even gonna notice the difference. Yeah, the lack of 32-bit physics is insane. I wonder if they put it back on in the next generation. I mean, you can get a used AMD GPU as well. The best deals out there are usually including buying a whole system, which can be a really good deal. Honestly, if my kid wants a PC, I mean, if my PCs aren't good enough anymore, I'm considering getting them a used PC. Because if they break it, I don't mind it too much. Honestly, after all of these cool tracks in Ford Racing 2 and 3, this feels really boring. Driving on a perfectly flat track. Was this made by a different studio? Because I honestly feel like the handling got worse as well. I saw the intro, it's the same devs. I honestly did not remember it. I gotta say, I'm kind of surprised that this is such a downgrade to the other games. I'm not sure if they had to crunch this game out or if they lost their passion. What about Ford Racing Off-Road? Is that better? I feel like Ford Racing Off-Road is gonna have much better racetracks than this. It fits the street racing style. I don't even agree, man. Did I get him? Did I get him? Yes. Just realized it doesn't even tell you the time. You know the problem that I have with street racing in Ford Racing? Because we all know street racing from Need for Speed, and it does it a lot better. A lot better than this game. And it does feel like I'm driving on the same 4 tracks over and over again. Futuristic gameplay. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to Ford Off-Road Racing soon, because I don't like this game. I feel like I played this game for 30 minutes and I've seen everything it has to offer. Right, you're gonna use your credits to unlock the other cars, and you're gonna keep doing the same events over and over again. I'm extremely underwhelmed by Ford Street Racing. I'm a big fan of Ford Racing 2 and 3. I can't really endorse this one. I don't know about you guys, but I have to move on from this game. Okay, anyone in here that says they have a sweet spot for Ford Street Racing? Because if you do, I don't feel it. you gotta explain it to me. Double draft success. First game you ever played on PC. Okay, if it was your first ever, you know, I can see you liking it. Because you don't have any references. If not, I'm going back to off-road Ford Racing 2, man. You first play keyboard? Okay. So this is the first Ford Racing game where you cannot play on a controller. Might still be good though. Career or tournament. Career map. Ooh. Tournament map. Ooh. Okay, this looks a lot more like a game already than the previous one. It was what? A 2-stage race. Guys, do you know how to use the space bar? Who the fuck is supposed to read this? Oh, this breaks my fucking eyes, man. A 2-stage race across the flatlands and desert dunes. Look out for repair pods to fix any damage. How did they forget to use spacebar? Like, all of the text is just one big string. That's insane. Must purchase at least one vehicle, okay. Okay, the fastest one is apparently the Bronco, which makes sense. Also has more handling. Yeah, let's go Bronco. Wait, I can't afford this one. You bastards, I have to buy one of these. Okay, in that case, I'm gonna use the cheap one. Let's get the Ranger. So can I still... No, I cannot change the color anymore. Okay, so you have to change the color when you buy the car. Kinda makes sense. I bet this game also needs a custom 16:9 patch. Dragna, you up for it?
Ready.
Enter is the camera change. Does anyone know... Can I find... Dude, where do I see the control scheme for this game? But dude, this immediately looks better. These custom open roads feel so much better than the Ford Street Racing City. No TTS for you. What did it say? Oh, nuts, my spacebar broke. I think I actually know that song. So I see what he did there with the artist name. Volkswagen Italia. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, it basically says genitalia in there. It's so funny. they would have definitely benefited from some symbol or spacebar. Volkswagen genitalia. I've seen that before. So since we're using an off-road car, it doesn't matter. Dude, the damage I'm already smoking. We have some shortcuts. Yeah, this is a proper game, man. Patch, no hex edit required. Ah, can you do me a favor and just link it? So I don't have to do it. Would appreciate it. Do you know if there's also a fix for controls, like controller controls? Or if I have to stick to keyboard mouse? Like, this is a throwback for me, man. Actually playing on keyboard mouse for a racing game is so rare. In old games, they always bounded onto the arrow keys and not onto WASD. It's gotta be smoke. I'm surprised my car is smoking at the beginning of the race though. Did it not get repaired in between races? Alright, I guess you have to repair it in race, and it keeps the damage. Yeah, I noticed the 95% damage. I just realized where the damage was displayed. On the speedo. It's that rainbow graph there. Oh, the PlayStation 2 version doesn't have the health system. I guess then it's a good idea we're playing the PC version. PC Master Race, strike again. Ford saying their cars need constant repairs. That is true, it's actually counterproductive, isn't it? Showing everyone that your Ford gets easily damaged. 0 to 100%. Yeah, true, it doesn't say damage, right? It just gives you percentage. But I gotta be honest, this immediately feels better than Ford Street Racing. Like, that is one of those shovelware games that I actually wouldn't want to play again. Like, Ford Street Racing has officially died to me. I think that's fair too. If you haven't played a game for 10 plus years, there's a good chance you forgot a lot. Dude, I haven't played Ford Racing 3 for like 5 years and I forgot a lot of it. I mean, look at this text, man. A Gold Rush challenge. A damage control challenge. An elimination challenge. Look at the text, man. It's so awful. Space bars are overrated, apparently. It looks even worse in the chat, man. You can clearly tell that your brain was never trained to read a string. Like, we need spaces in order to read sentences quickly. You know one thing that I just got a memory of? Claw grip. The claw grip from playing racing games on keyboard. Fordracingoffroad for the first time. Dude, I hate you guys. This is really hard to read for me. It really throws me off too. Man, these spaceless texts are so hard to read. But I guess it's a good lesson that your brain really needs spaces to read quickly. Like, my reading speed goes way down when you just put a string of letters back to back like this. Congratulations, you won! New game event. Ed was the race. Ed was... Est what age race?
Chat, I think my spacebar broke.
A 2-stage race. It was Adam Age Control. Let's do it. Adam Age Control challenge. My name's Adam, and I'm responsible for age control here. This is so bad, man. Bones and Xavier Wolf. That countdown is also interesting. Yeah, and I'm always checking that everyone is of age. The MVP mod. I'm curious if I'm gonna see some new forts that I haven't seen before. Yeah, exactly. Like, just you know, spinning a few words in the middle of a word is fine. Reading happens primarily first letter, last letter, and then your brain takes the letters in between and builds a word with it. So I actually had a much easier time reading yours because it has capitalization in there, so I know where the beginning and the ending of the word was. Yeah, I nearly wrecked my car earlier, Flo. I was at 95% because I didn't realize the damage meter. I just saw black smoke coming out of my car. If the game didn't show me that, I'm pretty sure I would have wrecked it. You guys are killing me. Like, usually I like to read the chat and interact with you guys, but this is cancer. This is really bad. The repair actually doesn't do that much. I think it just repaired a single segment. Wait, damage limit and actual damage? I don't understand. Why do we have two damage values? Are you telling me my maximum health is down to 50? Is that what this is saying? Oh, wait a second. Do I lose? Okay, no. Okay, so my maximum damage can be 57. Do I just lose the event if my damage is above this? I'm not sure if there's another repair left. Oh, that is a cancer mechanic. The opponents ram you to shit and then you lose anyways? At least I see the repairs on the minimap, I just realized. Ooh, what a... Dude, it looks like glass. Oh, there's money. I can finally loot again. You guys are pushing it. Cash target, 5k. So I need 50 coins? I wonder if you can lose cash if they ram me or something. Alright, so slight bonus challenges are happening. Oh yeah, you also retain the damage of your previous race. Your cars do not repair in between races. Okay, they don't get the money, it's just me. Now it reminds me of Diddy Kong Racing, where you had to collect the silver coins and win. I don't know about you guys, I would definitely do a 5-minute race for 5,000 bucks. I would do that naked, man. With my bum out of the window. That's some good money. Pablo Picasso's. And I stopped reading. Congratulations, chat, you found a new trigger. Okay, the money doesn't respawn. So it has to be 50 unique spots where you collect the cash. Yeah, my brain did start to treat it as copy pasta. Something that is better ignored. And don't forget to refresh your sub. Attention! Amok. I want to see the developers that decided that this font is the right choice. Yeah, exactly. How did no one in QA say anything about this? This is such a bad looking font. 3 and 2 appears at the same time. Yeah, notice that too. You just drop them at the same time. Remove all spaces. It was the only way to make it fit on a CD. That would be so hilarious. If they were missing like a few kilobit of space. So they removed the spaces. This is a great idea, man. I find it great that you guys know about music that doesn't have spaces in there. I bet deadmau5 has a few songs without space bars. I wonder how many games cut it so close that they had to remove some letters or words from the game's text in order to fit it on a CD. How would I rank the 4 games so far? I would say 2 and 3 are really similar in the highest places. I haven't checked out Fordracing 1. I only remember Fordracing 1. I played the demo. Like I didn't even get the full game in a serial box. I just had the demo for that game. How much money? Oh, I have a lot of money. It's time to upgrade. Okay, I gotta say I'm in the mood for the SVX concept because I saw that earlier and I wanted to use it. Wait, I can buy more than one? That's stupid. You can buy the same car twice. And it's raining. Alright, maybe I shouldn't do all events. Holy shit, look at this career, man. Okay, from now on we're gonna choose one of the events. Okay, what did I do so far? Elimination, damage control, gold rush. 2-stage. So we can do seconds out, checkpoint, or expedition. Expedition sounds like fun. I underestimated how many events we're gonna have, so if I do everything from the get-go... It does go from 3 to 1, what the hell? You can buy multiple cars for the color, true. Wait, expedition. Okay, so there's the first artifact. Okay, I see how it is. Instead of a time trial, you have to check every single path to find the artifacts. Okay, this is kind of fun. The thing is, we don't know ahead of time where the artifacts are gonna be. I wonder how bitchy they are placed. But so much more interesting track design. I have no idea why they formatted the text so weirdly. But it's been throwing me off all stream. Oh yeah, and this is the one game that doesn't support controller. Every other game so far supported a controller. This is keyboard mouse only. Maybe someone made a patch for it. You know, even though the games are a bit janky, I gotta say I really enjoy myself playing some games I've never played before. Do you have to find all of the artifacts? How did I miss them all? Where are they? Oh, they have some bitch placements too. It's a bit of a hassle, man. I don't think I'm gonna do these events. I feel like I'm gonna need a guide. It's gray on gray, dude. Even if I would have picked that one up that you guys saw, I would still be missing one somewhere. In my opinion, they should be a little bit more on the road instead of hidden somewhere. I mean, once you know where they all are, you know, it's not that hard, but I don't like this game mode. Like gray on beige. It's a bit annoying. Okay, what else we got? That was Expedition Checkpoint, and what was Seconds Out Challenge? I forgot. Yeah, it always drops to 2 with the 3. Oh, it is this game mode. Where you want to pick up the green and leave the red. I still don't know what the look back button is. I couldn't... Ah, it's shift. It's right shift. Right control was the handbrake. That is so awkward. I might want to change the control scheme. Thing is, those two paths look very similar, although the non-shortcut looks faster on the minimap. Controller would be... I mean, I can do it. You send it to me on Discord, right? You can set it up. Because I gotta be honest, playing racing games on a keyboard is extremely uncomfortable. But yeah, this is actually a game I'm playing for the very first time on the stream. Never seen or played this game. I'm surprised Ford Racing 2 only got 62%. I think it's way better than that. I will say though, Ford Street Racing is the worst. Ford Street Racing is a lot more boring than this one. Nah, Ford Street Racing is definitely as bad as they say on Metacritic. That deserves a 5 out of 10. This is what I expect from Ford racing games. I want some cool environments to race in. Something I haven't seen before, something I can get excited for. Didn't know this game existed. To be fair, I didn't either. Until yesterday. Not having the handbrake on spacebar is really strange to me. This game, actually pretty good, yeah. I am liking it. The only Ford racing game I didn't like so far was Street Racing. That one did not feel good at all. Handling fell off, and honestly, the city racing in that game is extremely boring. Usually I'm a big fan of two things. Good city racing, like Undergrounds, Almost Wanted or Carbon, or something like this when you don't have an open world and you have a bunch of races around the world with their own cool design. But I think the handling threw me off more, as per usual. When the handling isn't good, you know, I have a hard time liking a racing game. But I would say Ford Street Racing is a general flop. The entire game. I would say the only thing that goes harder than this is like MotorStorm. I would say MotorStorm had better off-roading. The opponents have my car, but they're faster. Yeah, I noticed that too. Suzuki Extreme Monster Racing. No, I didn't know about this game. Is it on PlayStation 2? Is it a PC game? What am I working with? Oh, my damage, holy shit. Rally time trials or normal rally? No, because in a rally, you don't have to hit a certain time. Right, you will be timed, but you don't have to hit a certain time. Oh no, I picked the color of Walter White. Ka-ching! Chat, are you gonna donate $4,500 tonight? Is that in the cards? I have no idea how I fucked the last event. I feel like I missed the checkpoint somehow.
Would you believe me if I said this?
I was way too far away from the next one. That is true. That is true. If someone would have told me that exactly 100 months after my Twitch partnership I would have a kid, I wouldn't have believed you. Very true. Shit. Okay, so we bodged the point-to-point challenge and the gold rush. Fantastic. Not 7-1. Bro, do you have a 7-1 sound system? Because I don't. I don't even have a 5-1. I have a 2-0. I have stereo, man. You know what? I never wanted to lay down like the lines to have 5-1, 7-1. I mean, your headset is emulated 7-1 most of the time, right? It takes 7.1 and it transfers it into a stereo signal. Like usually you don't actually have that many speakers in there. You know, for me surround sound was always a gimmick, like, you know, 3D TVs. What else was like a typical gimmick that they threw away? Plasma TVs, I guess. I mean, it was a technology that wasn't that good. It just allowed for bigger TVs. Love surround sound. I mean, it's not bad, I just don't care about it that much. Cool car. I do feel a bit like Walter White in this thing. 8K was a nice gimmick. That's gonna be... That's far away. Do you see how hard graphics card render 4K gaming? Don't even think about 8K for another decade. You need 4 times the performance to render something at 8K instead of 4K. And in my opinion, it has insane diminishing returns. Like 4K is already barely noticeably better than 1440p, aka 2K in my opinion. Especially when you have an OLED monitor. 4K OLED versus 1440p OLED is very similar. So I think 8K is going to be extremely irrelevant for a very long time. 8K specs accounted for 22.2 sound system at some point. I mean, this is literally for the richest of the rich that dedicate an entire room as their home cinema. You know, maybe I'll make a home cinema when my kid moves out. You know what I'm curious about is will I get more than one kid, you know? Will there be a second kid at some point? Or am I just gonna get one? Because to be honest, I had a lot of fun growing up with my brother. My sister and I were always fighting with each other. Like my sister and I, we grew closer as we passed 18 years old. Like my sister and I were usually on a warpath, but my brother and I, we had the same interests. We were always multiplaying games together. And I feel like if you have exactly 2 kids, like they have to be friends. They have to play with each other because there's no one else, right? When you have 3 kids, you usually have this 2+1 constellation in a lot of situations. But if you have exactly 2 kids, they're just bound to be, you know, play partners. Exactly, I heard that a few times. When you have 2 kids to entertain each other, so the parents once again have more time for themselves. And sure, kids are gonna cost some money. I don't actually think it's that much of a cost factor. I think the bigger issue is like space. Like the biggest room in the house is the living room. The second biggest room is the streaming room. And then there's 2 more bedrooms. Right, obviously one for me and Lisa and one for the kids. But that remaining room is kind of small. Like you put a bunk bed in there and 2 tables and the room is full. Older sister and younger brother is probably the best meta in terms of free time for parents. Kinda true. Kinda true. The thing is when you have 2 kids, you can end up with the, you know, boy-girl combo. 2 girls, 2 boys. Not really much you can do there. I say a Ford Explorer looks pretty cool. I don't think my parents ever asked me to babysit my siblings directly. Like they knew that, you know, I would be playing video games and they would be watching. Like my sister always told me that she loved to watch me play, right? way before live streaming was a thing. It was couch streaming. Right, my sister just loved watching me play video games. I'm the oldest, yeah. 36, sister 33, brother 30. 31. Sister was backseating. I bet she did. As you can imagine, I was actually a fairly talented gamer. So I usually, you know, progressed and I actually had something to show. I think my sister still tilts the controller when she's playing Mario Kart. I don't think that has changed. Simrix used to be a 2-person job. You just sit down and let yourself be shaken. That does sound like fun though. That Ford was exploring. Okay, let me check the event number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 events left. And then we can do a bunch of optional stuff. This is super cheap, man. Range Stormer. Who needs a Range Rover when you can have a Range Stormer? Gauntlet? What is a Gauntlet challenge? Expedition sucks. Overtake challenge. Ooh, we haven't done an overtake challenge yet. And I kinda wanna see Gauntlet too. I wonder why the textures are wobbling. Usually a PlayStation 1 problem. Yeah, I'm not sure what the Gauntlet's gonna be like. I'll try. Try it afterwards. Actually forgot when this released. Was it 2006? Beat an increasing number of opponents over the ridge. I wonder if that's gonna be a checkpoint or if you're gonna have to do the entire lap. I guess the entire lap, it says out of 3. Maybe that's similar to the previous games where in the second lap you have 2 opponents and in the third lap you're gonna have 3 opponents. Most of these shortcuts really do not feel like a shortcut. And Lighthouse Games. Have they made racing games before that we know about? But they want to make a Forza Horizon-like game. That's it. I mean, sounds like the right idea. Forza Horizon does sell. It is 2. I was right. 2 opponents lap 2. Difficulty is a lot lower though. The hardest Ford racing was definitely 2 so far. 2 really required a lot of skill. Getting your butt kicked in Ford Racing 2? I know, it is really hard. Getting funded by Tencent. I mean, when you're funded by Tencent means probably there's gonna be microtransactions, but also that they have a good amount of money to make a decent game. Here they are, we just have 2 dev teams that left Playground Games to make their own racing series. I mean, Horizon 5 was pretty stale, so unless they come up with some cool new features for Horizon 6, you know, nobody's gonna be too impressed, so... I don't hate the idea of some Horizon developers making their own game, because at least those people know what makes Forza Horizon successful, so they then can worry about, okay, how they're gonna make their own game better. You know what I mean? But they can take the successful elements of Horizon and put it into a new game. Don't hate that idea. That is true, there were Land Rovers and Range Rovers in this game. You're right. It's not purely Ford. But did Ford buy Land Rover at some point? Is that why this happened? Oh, you can cut here. You're right, this is the first Ford racing game that has other brands in it. Land Rover was owned by Ford at the time. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. These games were to promote the cars and get people to buy them. And I'm pretty sure it worked for a handful of people. I would not be surprised if they made a return on the investment making the Ford racing games. I feel like this would be a decent pitch. Go to any brand, maybe even Tesla, say, hey guys, we're gonna make a Tesla racing game. You know, you fund development and you give me an extra $1 million for my efforts, and I'll give you a really fun Tesla racing game. Right? Doesn't sound like the worst idea I ever had. Obviously, it doesn't have to be Tesla. You can go to any brand with that idea. Elon wants mature content. Pretty sure we can put some sexy images on the Tesla Cybertruck. A Dodge Charger game back in the day. I also found out that there was a Ford Mustang specific racing game. Although that sounded pretty boring, only having the Ford Mustang and nothing else. Elon would try to hijack the board. Maybe. No, what a bitch. This is more than one race. This is more than a single race. Oh. Yeah, okay. I got beaten by another Explorer. Did feel a bit fishy. Like, why was he so much faster than my Explorer? It's pretty cool. It's like apocalyptic, having a tanker abandoned somewhere in some ice. This track would be nice for a blur game. Yeah, you could be drifting around quite nicely here, that's for sure. I do think 3 laps was a bit unnecessary. I think for most of these events, 2 laps would have been fine. I also don't mind having a single lap circuit event, because usually circuits are as long as sprints anyways, so 1 lappers are actually fine. So the Range Rover Sport is the fastest car right now. Let's get it. Crazy. Range Rover in a Ford game. I honestly think it's time that we bury 30 FPS games. In my opinion, it should be forbidden by European law. Right, Europe forbids the most random shit. Why not forbid 30 FPS gaming? It must not be allowed to watch below 60 FPS. It is literally damaging the eyes of young gamers. Increases the cost of medical care in the future. Job prospects are getting destroyed because people can't see shit anymore Their eyes became cubicles watching at 30 FPS for too long. I think that's reasonable, and that's gonna be my reasons and my wording for the European Union. Let's make it happen. That was huge. Dude, I always said that, you know, you should probably combine a roguelike with racing. Okay, we have 100% damage, the car's still driving. So I assume it slows me down? Which would also explain why I have such a hard time staying in front. There's some events where you have to have a certain health level in order to complete it. So it makes sense that you just slow down when the car is damaged. Okay, 50% repair on this, but look at the minimap. That threw me back. Holy shit, what a terrible shortcut. It's not a shortcut, that is definitely an elongation. Dude, how far does that throw you back? It's insane. I'm not sure. Let's see if we can catch them. Wow. Chocolate. Yeah, pretty much. I gotta be honest though, I can't really tell that the car is now faster because it's not damaged. Who built this track? It's retarded. Like, none of these shortcuts is worth taking. I mean, the really small ones, they're actually cutting the track. And I was right, the moment I fall back, there's no way of catching them. Shit. So no repairs, I guess?
Yes, the nostalgia is real with me on
This
this song.
fucking track has so many corners sticking out. Pisses me off. They really fucked it up so badly that 3 and 2 drops at the same time. There's no way this lack of space is intentional. The spaces are there, they're just way too small. If you look closely, like the spaces are there, they're just way too small. I need one more. Okay. I didn't even see the last guy. So Ford sold its Range Rover decision at some point, is that what happened? Right, the reason it's in this game is because it was part of Ford at the time. Is this a concept or was this actually electric? Looks so funky. And it doesn't sound electric. I think that's the final car, the fastest one, right? Yeah, I mean, I think Jaguar is completely out of touch. In my opinion, there's no way they will survive. Is Jaguar a publicly traded company? Do they have a stock? Jag is trying to rebrand the rebrand. Hey, we love petrol cars. Fuck electrics, let's go. Good old British engineering. But what I hate about this track is simply that you don't really know where the boundaries are. You have to take a really wide line. Because some corners are sticking out like a full car width. It's insane. This is where the game starts to feel quite difficult actually. Like now I feel more like Ford Racing 2. A long cut, as they say. What? Where did you come from? You mother... What? Where did that random acceleration come from? My TF350. Dickhead. I got a bit scammed on that one. Either way, we did win. A 3-stage race, so let's see what we can buy. I wonder what they need to do to unlock these. Ah, wrong button. If you look at the races, they tell you what it unlocks. Ah, okay. I assume that you don't really unlock the fast cars until we beat the last event. You could play the entire game on one hand. Because it's the arrow key is right, control and shift and the enter button. I forgot, what do you unlock with that code? Hey, we won! We won the monies! So what did that unlock? Bro, how do I unlock the Super Chief? Or the Range Stormer? This gotta be a concept. Look at the fucking size of that thing. This is a boat on wheels. The yacht on wheels, man. How do I get the Super Chief? Unlocks. Range Stormer. Oh man, it was these two events. Fuck. Did the one event that didn't unlock it. Any of those two. 3, 2, 1. That's 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. 3, 2, 1, go. Free repair, man. Why should I pay for it? I played the entire game without paying for repairs. I'm not starting now. Dude, are they broken? Is this an FPS issue? Look at the time, man. There is no way in hell that you get to the next checkpoint in 10 seconds. How? How is that so broken? Like we had that before on a different event. Emulate. It's not emulation as the PC version. It's gonna be a PC meme. Maybe because of the high frame rate. Okay, are the artifacts just as ugly on this level, or are they now snow artifacts? Is it now gonna be white on white? I really wish they would have put the artifacts visibly on the map. Not this one. It is white on white, man. They actually changed the coloring. Look at this shit. Sometimes developers are just devious, man. Yeah, I played the PlayStation 2 version of Street Racing because I just couldn't get the PC version to stop crashing. Tragna even patched it into, to 16:9. This shit is so hidden, man. See, that's why I don't like this artifact bullshit. I don't know where the last one is. The thing is, I have to collect it and still finish. No idea where the last one is hidden. Beep, 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 beep. Bullshit event! You can really tell the difference in difficulty all of a sudden. The final tournament was this one. Welcome to Range Rover Off-Road Racing. We eliminated Forge from the competition. And I think I figured out for myself why I find this so charming. Because it's actually covering like real world locations. Obviously not one-to-one. But it takes, you know, real life locations and makes them into the game, right? True. The one thing you should be good at is math. And let's be honest. As an accountant, the math you need is plus, minus, multiply, and divide. Could have been an accountant after grade school. So I wonder if the timing works better now. Or if it's just broken for some reason. In my opinion, they messed up something. Like even with a 30 FPS log, this doesn't seem completable, and I don't know why. Like the timing hasn't changed. It doesn't matter if you lock the frame rate or not. You don't have enough time. Wait. Do you think we can go backwards to get it done? You think this is how it was supposed to be? You're supposed to turn around? Because you just need to get to the checkpoint, right? Oh, this could be possible. Maybe that is what they want from you. Oh, I didn't think about that. I did not think about that at all. I'll give it a try. I'm curious. There's Ford Off-Road Racing in the box and there's a Range Rover inside. Yeah, it's the first time they broke tradition as well, right? All the other Ford Racing games are actually just Ford. But this was the time where Range Rover was part... Yeah. Okay, let's see if that works. It's definitely faster if we turn around. What do you think? Is this gonna work? I bet nobody in here played this game before, so nobody knows. But that would explain why the timing is so fucked. Because they didn't actually expect you to keep doing circles. Oh, it works! So that's how. Okay. Yeah, I did not expect that. But it made sense because it was impossible otherwise, right? That was literally the only logical solution to the problem. Crazy. Like, I wondered, why couldn't I beat this, right? I drove really well, but then I was like 20 seconds off. And when you're 20 seconds off a target, you know there's something going wrong. Man, the game gives you no heads up whatsoever. Right? The game gives you no idea whatsoever that is the way you're supposed to do it. Like, I would have just, you know, looped until I get the time trial done, but they want you to do it like this. Like, now it's really easy too. Look at how much time I have. Yeah, not only is it not clear, like there's zero indication that you're supposed to do this. The only indication is that you lose if you don't do it. That is intended, yeah? If you keep looping, you lose, guaranteed. There's actually no chance that you can do it. I tried twice, lost twice. Now I can actually get the big kahuna, the super chief. It did say checkpoints and not laps, yes. Indeed. Okay, now I'm curious about the expedition. We can just go in reverse. Probably not. That I would assume does not work. I think here the time is actually gonna run out. But the idea is like find all of these artifacts. Oh yeah, I know it doesn't work because you actually have to finish the 3 laps. The thing is, I couldn't find one of the artifacts, so let me do 1 lap in reverse. Maybe I can find them all. The thing is, they are located in a way where they're really hard to see if you drive the regular direction. I'm not sure if I got this one. Already at 4. Dude. Wait. I mean, I did it within the time limit. I actually thought I still have to finish 3 laps. I really did not expect that one. Like, I wanted to do reverse so I can find them more easily. I did think I have to finish 3 laps for this. Speedrun is gonna be reverse, yeah, for sure. Okay, the other new car that I haven't tried yet is the Range Stormer. Is that a concept, or did they really just rebrand it to Rage Stormer? So that one has more handling. So we can put it on, I don't know, the gauntlets? Nah, it's a checkpoint. The game's falling apart. Hey, I told you I break every game at least once. It's in Gran Turismo. Yeah, but why did they change the name? Why is it called the Range Stormer? Wait, is it checkpoint race, but this time with opponents? Dude, that's so irrelevant. Like, you just need to hit the checkpoint in time. What's the point of other cars in this race? I remember the Nemesis Bowler from Blur. That was not faster. The game actually has a lot of those elongations. No shortcuts here. This is an event that looks like you're supposed to finish the circle. All right, let's bring the Super Chief. Now I got this overpowered monster. But I think I'll do this as the last challenge for the day. I wonder if this car benefits from a bunch of handbraking. Looks awful. It's like one of those footballers' haircuts. I really thought there was a gate there. This is for compensation. If you have an extremely small wallet, you buy this car. Compensate for your small wallet. Oops. The Ford compensator. You think the car would sell? You know what's crazy? The first game that I beat on keyboard in a very long time. Like racing game on a keyboard. Obviously I finished Cyberpunk on keyboard mouse. But now this. But I wasn't able to total the car, so that's not a thing. But I guess you do lose performance when the car is damaged. And there's a handful of events where you have to be below a certain amount of damage or you fail. Dank games unlocked. You know, some games can be all the Ford. This is not one of them. I mean, it even says, you know, Ford and Land Rover off-road. Hey, big shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out. Get laid. Sleep tight. Hot shots. Come back next time and have a good one.